Hola, hola, hola. Gue baru inget ya. Kan mau nonton Nobar Pasifik ya. Kan siang ya mulainya. Gue kira tengah malam nih guys. Udah kita nonton lanjutan aja dah. Halo, halo, halo semuanya. GE lagi mantep nih lawan Zeta nih. Ya. Tapi map satunya dibantai ya guys ya.
Very safe. Nobody pushed out too far, and he's just holding it down. Third kill coming through. Shut down by lightning fast in the 7 though. Oh! 5 seconds left. Blaze King has to push in. Knows one is up by Boathouse. Goes in front of Plant instead. Sugar Zero just swings and gets the kill. No time for global esports. Zeta Division trying to even out the score.
Map satu GE dibantai, dibalikin.
A little bit more pressure on the map in a couple different parts. That makes their lives a little bit easier. Great awareness here from Laz. You know, had been placing his alarm bot further up towards the stairs of mid. Pulls it back this time, and yeah, now Laz is getting fired up. Now you can see a little bit of that energy, a little bit of that passion coming through.
Si Ras kenapa jadi jago banget ya di Pasifik ya? Dia jadi stabil ya.
He has to show his final form. He starts to show his true colors a little bit more.
When Laz is popping off, which he doesn't, his
Belum
pop-offs aren't like very grandiose.
Di flash nih.
When he's popping off, things are going good. Great flash.
Oh.
Di backup dong. Jadi nggak mati Benkanya.
You're not able to take down his counterpart. But that's another surprising thing about this map so far is the fact that we might have.
Buka bang, di sini belum, makanya mau nobar nih. Sambil nunggu buka puasa.
But instead, we were seeing moments of greatness from players like Blaze King, players like Russ and Laz. Both IGLs.
Ya, mati semua mainannya.
Performing right now. Laz trying to sneak away with some of these sneaky angles.
Oh,
minimal risk factor.
Oh,
gets away free.
How?
If he can use that lockdown, that would be huge. Odin's still firing.
Ya, ada ulti coy.
They're gonna shut the door. This should give them, if they can clear Lightning fast, who snuck in on the other side of it, should give them the ability to put this lockdown in.
All right. They gotta clear Lightning fast first, though. That's the main thing. Good jiggle again. There's the lockdown. Lightning fast. Under pressure now. Forces the paranoia out. Stuck in an animation. The rumbling of the Odin fires away, but Sugar Zero simply peeks out.
Salah nutup pintu guys.
Moments. And with the final shot,
Jadi
secures the defuse for Zeta Division as they tie things up 6-6.
I like the attempted trickery there from GE. It's just lightning fast. A little too fast for his own good, where he pulled the trigger just a little bit too soon, and that gave Zeta the ability to quickly.
Nah, ini baru statsnya Pasifik GG. Gue baru lihat lagi statsnya, ini baru keren jir. Ya guys, jauh dibandingkan kemarin-kemarin. Ini lebih terang, lebih mantep.
Interestingly enough, the last time these two teams played on this map, it was 5-7 on both sides, and it went to overtime. Are we destined?
Jauh lebih bagus sih ya.
Sure feels that way, doesn't it?
It definitely does. Both teams feeling equally matched right now. But of course, it's a bit of a stamina game as well. Once you go into that second half, you swap sides.
Monitor Zoe.
Zeta Division has to attack. We've seen it before, how many executes they've got, especially when you've got players like that. He'll do things like tailwind and updraft up to the top of Generator on A site. Perhaps even into B as well, sneaking past Alley.
Well, it's one of the things. Has to be prepared. Yeah, no doubt about it. I fully agree with you, and I was going to build on what you're saying. It's one of the things that makes Depp such a good player is that he takes advantage of the
Itu udah puasa ke-26 ya, berarti ya?
He's so good with that.
Hari ini 26.
On the other side of the coin,
4 hari lagi ya?
GE investing in that operator early on their attacker side. It puts so much pressure on Zeta, forced them to play further back than they'd probably like. And that was a big part of, I think, what allowed them to string those rounds together. So let's see if Polvi can get into another early operator and really try to shut Zeta out of this half.
Especially on this defense. That's where the operator shines the most. Of course, you got to get to that part first, and the pistol is where things kick off. Polvi already trying to sneak down, but blocked off by the dark cover from Shears
Zeta hobi banget walk shot dah.
Lightning fast already with the paranoia.
Turret nembak.
Huge.
There we go.
Ya.
Last opening pick.
Ya, kenapa sih banyak nembaknya nggak clean shot gitu dah?
Look at these flanks. Oh, they're ready.
Last. There's the second one. And he's still watching the angles. Depp has his back watching up towards the top as players try to rotate through from stairs. Blaze King able to come back in to take down
Lightning
both
Pak
players.
kenapa nembak yang nggak pasti gitu, skip aja dia bro di.
Tries to get further information, suppresses them at 0 point. Global Esports takes a breather. Where could these players be positioned?
That's great info. It's gonna take some fancy shooting.
And you know it's these common spots as well. Definitely one around A main generator. They're all watching it. Perhaps it's a hell too. But without the kills, without any leg room, they can't make their way into sight. Global Esports,
Ya,
unfortunately,
busuk ya anjir.
losing out in the pistol. And what a way for Zeta Division to pick up on these entries.
Yeah, that was, again, I like the idea from Global Esports. I really, really do. They try to do a really fast flank, but this time Zeta's got their heads up.
Waalaikumsalam
They're so
Guna.
ready for this. That opening shot by Laz. I thought Lightning Fast did a pretty good job with his paranoia. He got the catch onto Depp and was instantly ready for the follow-up, but Laz just able to beat him there. You know, Laz with a Sheriff, a fearsome foe, no doubt about it. It's all classics for GE. No investment at all. One rifle for Depp in terms of the full rifle, and then a couple Bulldogs.
I think that's the thing too, is just the fact that Les is starting to have a much better game. Not only the pathing and the entries, but Global Esports not quite able to retake now. It's the setups though, again, swinging off of turret contact. Polvi picks up the kill. That's the rifle being dropped.
That's a Phantom, yeah. They're able to get it back, but Depp, a little overeager there, a little ambitious to clear that turret and pays the price, so stuck around just long enough for Polvi to punish him. Now it's going to be shift over to the other side. Laz trying to work this door, gonna have to wait a bit. He's starting to get
si Laz yang main sendiri.
Has to anticipate it. Look at
Wah,
Russ.
bisa menang nih.
So good.
Pristine timing, gets the shot up.
Minimal flash nggak sih, delay?
Still plays around the
Teman datang.
boxes. Couple of shots, and he's just doing enough to chip them down bit by bit.
Ya, Yuran kunci nih.
The rest of the Global Esports players are still on pistols, so they're not out of the woods yet.
I thought Benkai might go through for a walkabout through B main, but instead they're just gonna deathball it. See if this can get over the line with these guns that Zeta has.
Revealing area.
Double back, good recon. Oh, tiny tags with the ghost too. Timer still ticking away.
Kanan.
Blind shots being fired down through that
Wah,
dark cover.
kalah senjata
Another
sih.
kill in. Lightning Fast trying to do as much damage as possible, but knowing where he would be,
Salah
just a bit of a pre-fired shot.
mantap manusia
Zeta
ganteng.
picks
Absen
up
bang.
the
Gel ada
second
pinpon.
round of the second half.
It's still a tremendous ego, especially with just classics invested, to take, you know,
So many guns
away. Right, you're only able to keep
Gimana
two
pinpon? Udah ini
for
belum?
the side of Zeta. So honestly, that's a pretty big win for Global Esports.
Udah apa
in my
namanya?
opinion. Doing the best they can.
Udah
with what they
diamond
had
belum?
and making it very
Bangun
uncomfortable.
tidur kayaknya
for
nih.
Zeta
Udah
throughout.
bangun tidur mandi
Again,
gua.
those setups, you know, playing off
Baru
of the
live.
Killjoy turret from Benkai.
Gue lupa Pacific tuh jam 3 mulainya, coy.
Safe and sharp with that classic too.
Gue kira tengah malam.
Esports are definitely
Tapi udah naik.
this-
Udah naik
They're
diamond.
making Zeta Division work. And I talked about it before, it's this contenders. I just need to consider some of these positions. Depp
Bang
cannot
Kaco udah radian. Itu
make such
kemarin.
risky plays like he did.
And this Outlaw is going to get a ton of value. Only half armor
Oh
for
no.
Laz. And everybody but Depp is below the armor threshold.
Udah naik, turun 4
Starting to look
kali.
like Zeta are slowing things down.
Ya
It's
udah
similar
berarti
to what we
harus
saw
dibikin
last year.
diamond 2 dulu biar
And again,
aman.
in all these tiny little gaps, tiny little lapses and moments, Global Esports pushes up. Firing off on the Odin now.
Expecting the deep push. Eventually the shock dart comes in to clear him off that angle, but Nobody holding
Orang
main.
acaranya di Asia aja,
Zeta
kenapa harus tengah
full
malam di
on.
sini? Makanya gue
Just
lupa.
stack the site. Try to catch them
Gue
on
karena
these
kebiasaan
entries.
nonton
Wow.
match
This is
tengah
usually pretty tricky
malam.
to pull off without that
Kalian
other angle.
live
But of course with the
sahur.
weaponry they have the
Yeah,
stingers.
Good smoke too.
Pinpon
is
harus
very
masuk partian
interesting one.
penggengkop
If
biar
they push
jago
downstairs,
nembak.
they will get
Itu loh.
clipped. But that's why
Pinpon
most of them
kalau
are trying to
masuk
go around the other
partian
side.
kemarin
Dep
sih
trying to catch them on the
ngebully
timing.
orang
Here's
terus
the
ya.
reload. Okay, 15 left in the magazine. Hiroran with that Phantom making it sing.
Busuk.
Zeta Division convert the bonus off of some smart decisions.
Yeah, it looked like it might be pretty tricky. Like they might just try to hold those angles, but Depp is no fear.
Kemarin aja yang dari plat berapa udah jadi Diamond 3 ya, Diamond 2. Berapa game tuh? Coba kita lihat ya, berapa game kemarin ya?
Oh my word. Hits Polvi right as he's coming out of the dash. Oh my
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game. 9 game plat dari Platinum sampai Diamond 2 loh. Platinum 2 apa Platinum 3 gitu.
Jeez Louise.
So again now back into it. While we do have some rookies coming through, they've got these reflexes. You got experienced players in the form of Russ, and you can see that he's trying to command the team.
Kalah KGE nih coy.
Delegate some tasks, and
Feeling
he's
gua kalah deh.
talking a lot right now. This timeout being called.
Yeah, the IGL, it looks like the coaches are going to trust in Russ, who's having a
Enggak lah,
phenomenal map.
Pinpon juga karpet hijau kemarin. Kemarin main kalah sekali doang nggak?
16, 10, and 11 is a tremendous scoreline for a KO. Maybe still some more damage to be done. Half armors and a few weaker rifles with the Guardian and the Bulldog in the mix.
Udah buka puasa belum?
Gonna be going for the Odin as kind of interesting on the
Enggak
attacker
temenan,
side to see one this early, but
temenan
the
ya?
money good enough
Coba
now
ya.
for Zeta. I was kind of curious if Def was
Merah.
gonna maybe try to outduel Povey in terms of the opping battle on the attacker side, but Def's just gonna stick with the rifles, lightning fast. Gonna be
Mana merah semua, ini masih oke lah ada menangnya.
Zeta.
Itu ada menangnya namanya Pon.
Gonna keep that turret there to keep an eye on
DRX secret megang siapa? DRX nggak sih?
Great alarm bot placement expecting Benkai.
Apa udah hilang masanya ya?
Zeta knows it.
Tapi bisa secret juga sih yang menang.
Just trying to clear as much as possible. But global esports are nowhere to be found. I love that they're kind of rotating around.
Ya berarti tandanya apa? Kalau mau menang, Pinpon harus nge-carry.
Perfect agents to make it happen.
Kalau killnya dikit, berat gamenya.
A lot of diligence. Be noting
Oh,
the turret.
Okay. Doesn't see
Just to
Def,
make sure. Yeah, no, that's kind of interesting, and Def's gonna try to use that to his advantage. And look at how much room they're giving. Now you still have the alarm bot, so.
Kasih tips dikit-dikit bang dari gamenya. Mau tips apa tentang apa? Nah, ini Zeta mau melakukan split push ya. Untung di one way. Ya. Lah nggak ngecek angle. Wah. Untung aja tuh nggak dicek angle-nya. Siapa tuh Hiroran ya? KO-nya Zeta. Untung aja. Nggak dicek loh. Yang penting bisa nembak. Kalau itu udah harus. Bisa nembak itu udah seharusnya guys. Tapi kalau yang lain-lainnya tuh mesti diasah. Individualnya harus ngasah gitu. Tips ngatasin nembak panik. Panik itu di saat kalian lagi nggak ready atau kaget nggak sih panik? Atau ya rata-rata panik tuh karena nggak siap kan? Itu kan ada box tin. Jadi kalian harus tenang guys. Jangan sampai ada timbul rasa panik. Kalau ada panik tuh kita tuh mainnya ntar megang mouse nembaknya nggak geter tau nggak? Apa bener bang orang Tremor nggak bisa? Enggak juga, bisa lah. Selagi dia bisa ngekontrol pas lagi megang mouse-nya mah bisa lah. Akhirnya Polvi ngekill coy.
Lightning fast this time, playing a little bit further back.
I mean learning
off
by
that angle
doing.
than we'd seen previously. Just able to find the
Iya
spray
emang
down.
harus ngelakuin
Zeta not
sering-sering
really
main.
trying to disguise their movement in that situation. The turret gets cleared on the other
Pagi
side of
sama
the map.
Rafli.
And
Ini
that
offline
was
ya?
the go signal for Zeta.
Gila
They
terus
think,
smoke
okay, maybe
dua
they're trying
kali.
to flank. Maybe they're trying to push space, so
Dapat
we
lagi.
probably got a couple of them over there.
Kalau Tremor
See if we
bagusan
can take
sensi
advantage of that.
kecil.
See if we can use these numbers advantage, but Lightning Fast just was having
Karena kalau sekalinya misal kan Tremor pas nembak biar nggak makin lari crosshairnya, mendingan yang sensi kecil dah.
Benkai, Lightning Fast, Russ has been just reading things all day, especially off of that previous timeout. Now Coach Carlisle wants to have a say in this. Zeta
Gue baru sadar loh, Zeta bundle Pasifik terfavorit nomor 2 jir. Ada yang mau beli bundle Zeta ya? Ini karena namanya Zeta sih. Kalau disuruh dari warna pasti nggak ada yang mau beli warna Zeta, cok. Iya, gara-gara Jepang kan. Jujur bandelnya busuk sih. Iya di Pasifik, gue bilang Pasifik kok. Jepang solid, gue setuju. Jepang gitu sih. Dia mendukung penuh tim yang ada di negaranya, coy. Tapi kalau Jepang solid, kenapa nggak beli DFM? DFM nggak? DFM masuk nggak sih? Top 5 ya? Kalau masuk, berarti emang benar solid, coy.
Maybe a bit of a fake as the spike is actually being committed towards B. A lot of movements from depth, but they don't find anything. Russ tries to punish and catch them, but Yudon actually.
What was that? Terus.
Now going in for the kill towards Ben.
DFM tukar aja, saya setuju gua kan Niki. Iya nggak sih? Udah cocok nggak sih AE di franchise? DFM mudahan aja lah. Itu Ras nembak apa, Cok? Rasman.
Russ made a great read, had the right positioning, just the spray was a little bit too wild. And Yudon has that kill, that gets him fired up. They're able to keep Benkai at bay using the combination of him and the updraft from
Ayo di franchise terus full Indo dari BL Klasiko ayo versi gas terus.
That's all she wrote. GE.
Waktunya lawan RRQ. GE ganti duelis. Kalau duelisnya diganti ya, coachnya juga diganti nggak sih? Gua nggak tahu sih. Masih ada kepikiran kayak soalnya coachnya abangnya dia nggak sih? Apa pokoknya saudaranya si Polvi gitu. Terus siapanya gitu?
They had that similar idea a couple rounds ago to sell a bit of a fake towards A short and then B split, but something was amiss this time. Being able to get the kill on towards Russ, being able to,
masa nggak jadi revenge gini sih,
that's what they needed.
Important round to have the tic-tac-toe counter to that lockdown with Euron still sitting on his. Coachnya Polvi di timnya dulu ya, tapi dia diambilnya barengan ya. Gue kira saudaranya. Gue udah denger.
Just running and gunning. Russ stays tucked away and hidden. Tried to play anti-flash. Does not work out. But hello, Blaze King. He's gonna get wall banged instead by Deb.
Sedih banget itu. Ras anti flash musuhnya lari doang nggak nge-flash.
Global Esports just does not have an advantage at all in this
Dia
situation.
mau
It's too risky to
anti
push out
flash
of
soalnya kan
their
Keio udah
squad.
tahu tuh dari mid. Dikira bakal nge-flash.
No kills going their way.
Yang sedihnya
Even have that recon going right underneath Ben.
hero run-nya maju doang, Cok. Gak nge-flash.
Yeah, money's getting a little bit dire for GE. And a save.
Oh,
He gets caught.
Kayaknya dia ada keturunan India tapi orang UK deh.
Oh no.
I think it's over,
Man,
man.
A pulsar flawless win coming in from Zeta Division. Now the smell of the game, the smell of victory slowly, slipping away from Global Esports' grasp.
They're gonna have to make an adjustment because these mid
Ya
pushes
Allah, sedih
have been
banget
devastating.
anti-flash.
The last 2 rounds have been mid hits for Zeta. That's what's broken.
Itu di dalam hatinya hero run.
Laz so good on these off angles, so good at
Sedih
keeping your
banget.
flank secure, time and time again. And Zeta 2 rounds away from taking this win. Locked down to their own. A Hunter's Fury as well. Still,
Halo nyong.
Benkai's locked down and check. No Hunter's Fury just yet for Blaze King. A couple orbs away.
You don't really want to.
Ya.
No.
Sedih sekali.
Russ makes it a trade, indeed, on towards Steph.
Polvi.
Do have these ultimates set up for the retake. But they're trying to be a little bit proactive on it to get information as well as to deal a bit of damage towards Zeta Division. Without depth, the executes are going to be that much more difficult on the attack.
Exactly. So you're really going to have to rely on this
Polvinya
lockdown,
busuk
I think,
iya.
from Laz. And I think that might be why they're thinking about, tuck it in the cubby. But look who's reading this.
Ya,
pretty well.
timing.
Ross, so smart, but I think they're sort of aware. It doesn't matter. He's just better.
Spike down mid.
Good tap. Knows he's
Yeah.
in a tough spot now. Yuran catches him out.
Ayo mau kemana
Sure,
Zeta?
had a bit of an idea as to
Udah
what
ke
some of these Zeta Division players are about to do.
30 seconds left.
But now that he's gone, numbers evened out. Zeta gets to barrel through. Global Esports just don't quite have the numbers to reinforce these sites safely.
ketahuan kubing aja.
You'd like to see Yuran be so careful. An early lockdown, anticipating this
idea.
pressure. Yeah, this is a good time for it. Yes, you can clear it, but this buys you a little bit of time to get over.
10 seconds left.
Okay.
Padahal nggak dihancurin juga mereka bisa di backset sih.
Make sure that you can get the spike
Terus
planted safely.
You should run.
busuk terus busuk bukannya
As
buru-buru
his own
kabur
lockdown
anjir.
now, Global Esports has to push up front. They're
Sabar
trying
kan,
to
Niki,
catch him by
sabar.
surprise along with his paranoia. Wallbang's in. Counter wallbang from Yuran.
Ya.
Pushing out at the right
Ya.
time. The trade's coming through. Yuran looking for the final player who is detained. He actually just
Lah
slips
dia
right
nggak tahu.
He doesn't know.
Oh god, Ben.
Oh.
Not enough help.
Wah gila. Dia nggak
Very
tahu
close to
loh.
it. Almost winnable for Global Esports, but
Hampir
nonetheless,
aja.
with the right
Dia masih bisa
ideas,
menang
with
tuh.
enough resources, Zeta Division
Kalah
pulls
senjata.
themselves over right to the edge of the finish line.
There's two rookie things happening.
Cara
in that
nentuin
moment.
kapan
One,
harus
you don't
duelis,
recognize
dua
where
duelis
Benkai
atau
could be
inisiator
sitting
gimana?
with that detain.
Itu
The other is the
tergantung
flick.
timnya doang sih.
So,
Mau all map dua duelis kalau
and
works
again,
mah
Zeta anticipating.
He's just
bisa aja.
Gave him the hello, gave him the peace sign.
Placing swarm grenade.
But yeah, that's good stuff from Zeta. They're able to get into it, and the Hunter's Fury coming in, trying to shut this all down.
Yeah.
Death still able to find Benkai.
Tapi
This is
wajar
where Zeta
sih.
Division just
Kenapa
goes
Benkai
in full
udah nggak di
force,
peperet ya?
No fear. Great execute.
Spike
Benkai
planted.
not quite able to defend all too well. Oh, what is that snap? 2 kills back to back now onto the third.
Gelo.
Fast shut
Itu
him
udah
down,
di
but the
tag
damage
drone
is
masih
done.
aja 2 orang market
Zeta
mati,
Division
Cok.
right
Bingung
up
nggak
to
lu?
the edge of it.
Gila deh,
Looking for
tertet.
the closing
Anjir,
play.
hilang tuh kepala
Lightning Fast wants to deny, smokes off the spike. Blaze King pushing in. First hit
Uy,
duel goes his
winnable.
way. A second kill now under his belt.
Ya
Lightning
Allah.
Fast pushing along with his teammate who has fallen now. Sugar Zero trying to stay tucked away.
Dalam
in it.
smoke, kocak.
Buys enough time. No defuse available. And that's gonna be the end of
Ya,
the game.
GG
Zeta
guys.
Division, Sugar Zero just with the patience for it. closes out the final map 13-8.
In a really interesting final map in terms of both teams having quite a bit
Ya
of
Allah,
success
sedih
on
banget
their
kalah
attacker side,
lagi,
having really good
coy.
leads. How their opponents wanted to play defense, but Zeta's just a little bit better. That final timeout really got them going, really got the tempo pushed up for Zeta. Not something we're used to seeing. At least, you know, last year's Zeta, widely recognized as our slow team, our kind of more EMEA style, let's put it that way. Like, you know, a little more patient, kind of took their time. But they started dialing up some fast hits through mid, started really putting pressure on that part of the map, and that started to throw enough chaos in that GE. Had to scramble, got a couple recovery rounds here and there. You know, Benkai tucking into that spot, and Russ having a tremendous performance here on Ascent, but...
Aduh, Benkai banyakkan milih kostum daripada latihan.
Just enough to take you to get it done on Ascent. At least, you know, this time they don't even have to go into overtime. I'm sure they're feeling
Kata itu perkara
I mean, getting that
attitude
pistol and
gitu
everything
katanya.
else along with it too,
Nggak
it
tahu
just
juga
shows
sih.
that Zeta Division started things off right, but global
Tapi
esports definitely a lot of
sebenarnya
performance along the way as
oke
well. Like,
sih.
Lightning Fast had a lot of kills as
Apa yang
Sage,
kurang ya dari
as
G
they
ya?
open on
Kayak
this map
kurang
too.
konsisten dah duelisnya
So
juga.
both sides showing a lot of
Kita
great
lihat ya,
performances and
si
just the sportsmanship is fun.
Yeah, oh yeah. These players
kita lihat.
get along pretty well in Pacific. I mean, and certainly, honestly, other than Sunset, throw that map out the
Nggak
window.
konsisten, Cok.
Global
Wolfie
esports
ini.
looked really good overall today. I thought they looked improved quite a bit.
You know what? We're going to toss it over to our analytical desk to
Sayang
break down
banget.
all of this.
Halo Bang Telan, aman. Di Watch Party GE ada pakai jersey Pers KW. Hah? Jersey Pers KW itu kayak gimana?
That was an incredible
Beda
win
banget gitu.
by Zeta Division, but honestly, GE was fighting all the way through, and they had some very convincing rounds.
No, they really did. I mean, this was, I think in the end, a little bit more of a one-sided scoreline than I had anticipated. Again, I was talking about how Zeta, oftentimes they come into this map, they end up playing incredibly close series. And for, I'd say,
Kena
like
bonus.
the first like 75% of this map,
Nih.
it really was.
Ron-ron yang didapetin sama GE itu kesalahan dari Zetanya. Nggak ngecek angle.
Ultimately just a bit better. I mean, typically over here in Pacific, we see a lot of defenders sided advantages on Ascent, but this was very much a battle of the attacking teams.
Yeah, if I could just hyper-focus on some of the things here, it's, I think because of the fact that Heron was underperforming, I would say for Zeta Division, there were some rounds where he just feels like he kind of misplaced himself in the map.
Lumayan.
That's where you see, again, you know, the staple global esports where they like to spread themselves across the map, try to pinch as slowly as possible, but then create those lurk scenarios.
Ente.
That tree
Berarti
position
kita
where Hero was
nontonin DRX
aware
secret.
of the lurk that came from Global Esports, which opened up that A site, which allowed them to get into the site and bully. I believe that was Sugar Zero and Depth. So those kind of rounds happen pretty often here for Global Esports. And like Paper Thin was saying, the boop on the head for Benkai where he wasn't spotted at all, gets a 3K. Very big things like that for Global was happening.
Let's just say both teams coming away with this one. Zeta, they can hold their heads a little bit higher because they get the win, but maybe go back and just check some corners. There's so many moments where, I mean, corners weren't being checked, comms were definitely getting muddied a little bit because, you know, somebody would be posted up at an angle, they'd get a kill, and then somebody else would just come swooping in 2 seconds later, and they'd just get picked off by the same person. Depp being just stuck in hell at that one round, and then Polvi not realizing it, just getting domed by him at the end. Like, things like that, that needs to be tightened
Gua
up
ambil
for both of these teams.
makanan bentar ya.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is
Wait,
a
guys,
really
ya.
good showing from both
Persiapan
teams.
berbuka
Starting off this
puasa.
stage 1, but you're right, there are some mistakes that are very fixable, and we want to see that kind of tighten up, cleaned up for Zeta Division, so you don't rely just on Depth's
Belum.
crazy 3-4 Ks
17:59
to
ya.
change that momentum around. And we also had some really critical timeouts called
Ini
by
jadwalnya sih
each
segitu
respective
ya.
coaches, so I think they have a lot of good ideas here.
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams had a very solid approach to, especially this last map. I mean, clearly, Global everything to do when it comes down to Sunset on that first map. A lot of prep to be done to try to get themselves up to a playable level with that map. But same could be said for Zeta a bit more over on Icebox, where they continue to have a rough time. This was a lot more of an even match between these two squads, and I think that both teams came in with decent game plans, and Zeta were just able to be a little bit more clutch, have some slightly better reads, and stick to the game plan a little bit better.
Yeah, I just loved how I think for the most part they had a lot more grasp on some of the tricky plays that Global Esports was trying to do. There was that pinch play that we saw on mid where it just didn't work out for Global Esports, and Zeta Division was able to sniff it out very quickly. So these kind of situations, those kind of quick adaptations really helped out Zeta and just, evening out this entire series and, this third map.
And look at how close these post-punt situations are. I mean, again, we just keep emphasizing this. This was not, we had our predictions, right? But I think a lot of us, maybe not me, but a lot of us thought it was going to be a 2-0. So I'm really glad to see this kind of performance here.
Yeah, again, I think the rebound from Global, it shows a lot about the ability of the players to be able to just reset their mental, because getting dominated 13-1, that's not something that feels good at all. So be able to bounce back, be able to take away your map pick in Icebox and extend this series all the way to distance, and then again play a relatively close final map. I think that is a good showing for them, but it's unfortunately not the win that they're looking for. With this win here, that means that Zeta are now 3-0 over Global this year.
Yeah, that's a pretty pretty tough stat to go up against. But you know what? We've seen odds overcome all the time here in Pacific. And then we're now looking at the board for 2 MVPs, Russ and Laz. We were talking about a bit about the performance, having a debate between who's the MVP here of Zeta, Dep or Laz.
Yeah, you could argue both of them, honestly, because again, Dep, he's the multi-kill king. He's basically throw into a site, he'll give you the entirety of it, but then Laz just has these moments where I know where you're going to be pushing at. I'm going to get these kills myself, and then he just also explodes. So both of them did really good this entire series.
Yeah, the thing for me that kind of tipped Laz into the heavier favorite for myself is just that he was so consistent throughout this. Started things off on that chamber, had incredible impact with the headhunters and whatnot. The ops were a little bit rough for him at the beginning on Sunset, but everything else about his play was just so damn clean. Yeah. He only died a handful of times on that opening map. And then we saw, similar scenes from him on Icebox, some really nice early picks coming through. And then here on Ascent especially, just looking so very comfortable, whereas Dep was, the highs are high, but we were seeing a little bit more inconsistency from him, whereas Laz was just this steady tempo, this steady impact and value that's being found for the squad.
And if I could just add as well, real quick, I think I remember from kickoff when he was only playing the Cypher as well as the Killjoy, he wasn't really setting up for himself as a Sentinel, but this time you kind of see, on Ascent, he'd have his turret right in front of him, he's going to play there, no one from Global Esports expects it, he gets a kill. So these kind of things just showcase how much more he's comfortable playing away from the chamber, even though he's an amazing chamber himself.
Now, we don't have time to go through a whole power ranking or tier list here, but based on what we've seen today, the very first day of Stage 1, how do these two teams sit in the overall for you? Has it changed in your mind?
Not really. I think, again, Global, like I said, coming into this, I don't think that this was like a very clear-cut decision to go for one team over the other. I still favored Zeta, just given the historical matchups and whatnot, and that kind of just remains for me. I think that Global still showed that they can be a team that competes. They can, they do come up with some very solid ideas, and there is a lot of firepower on this squad. It's really just about aligning it all to be able to maximize the output of it. Whereas Zeta, we know that this is a team that can just immediately peak, jump way up to the top and contend with everybody, but then also fall back and have some rough games against teams that you might not anticipate. So I think that widely, they kind of remain exactly where they were for me after kickoff.
Yeah.
How about you, SRA?
Everybody's improving, right? We see how much Global Esports have really put into figuring out some of the maps here. Some of them not so much yet. It's an improving process, but then Zeta just also did the same thing, and so it's kind of fun like that. If I could just physically move it,
they're moving in parallel alongside each other.
They both get a...
kapan mulai nih? Belum ya?
Yeah, both thumbs up and a star, and they both been doing really well. Now, we were discussing about the rookies a bit, especially you, SRA. You were observing Hiroran a little bit. And do you have any, I guess, thoughts you want to share from backstage here?
I think he's on a level where he's trying to do so many things on his role that sometimes he just misses those slight fundamentals, right? He sometimes forgets to check this angle. He sometimes forget that he has to hold this
public
certain
kaos
position so that
hitam
they don't
host.
lose that map control. So these
Kenapa
tiny-
jadi kaos hitam
these tiny
host?
bits, for
Ridho.
everyone costed some pretty crucial rounds here for Zeta Division.
Yeah,
Itu
I mean,
kan
I think
custom,
that the KO is something that
dia yang
still is just
punya.
a iteration,
Gak
just
tau beli di mana,
to really
bukan
handle it
merchant.
and have it feel like a natural
Itu
agent.
bukan merchandise
It looks like right
Pacific,
now
itu
it's
cuma
still
dikasih
a bit
pin
rough,
doang
something
kan.
that's, you know, obviously gonna
Pin
come with time.
Pacific.
Well, we are getting ready for our interview with today's MVP from Zeta Division, and I'm just really glad, first of all, I have to say, I'm really glad to see Chamber back, and I hope to see more of him this stage 1. With that, let's go over
Last.
the stage with Jen and Zeta Division's MVP.
Thank you guys, and here we have Zeta Division with the W on the board
Last.
after their victory against Global Esports. Now I'm standing here with Last for a quick
Buset, ini hostnya sih
interview, and of course fans are already sending
badannya
us
ramping banget ya.
but Last, congratulations. Now I want to start with Sunset 13-1. You completely demolished
Coba badan gua ramping kayak gitu, Ceh.
on Phoenix and you back on the chamber.
Aneh sih tapi.
Talk to me about why this change.
Ganteng banget Silas. Dimas, Sika Dimas.
優勝おめでとうございます。3セットが、13対1で
Jam berapa gua ngas konten warning? Lah, ada orangnya nggak San?
ラズさんがチェンバーだったり
Si Chess mana?
があったと思うんですけど、どういった意図で変更になりますか。
はい、まあいろいろ試していく中で、この構成、この組み合わせでいくのが一番強いかなっていうのをチームで話し合って、今回
Lu katanya mau cabut. Nggak tahu ini makanya. Jadi apa enggak itu?
この大会でチェンバーを出したっていうのがすごく嬉しく思って
Gue sih nggak ada di chat ya San ya.
We tried a lot
Ini
of
mah calon-calon.
during our practices, and we figured that the new comp that we did on Sunset was the best choice that we made. Personally, I'm glad that I get to play Chamber again at the
Ini mah calon-calon ini
As you
San.
mentioned, we love
Main kita ya mah.
back on the chamber. Do you feel like there's extra confidence and extra oomph when you're running this agent yourself? And will we get to see more of that chamber on different maps?
我々ファンのみんなも、ラズさんのチェンバーを見れるっていうのがとても喜んでると思うんですけれども、ラズさんがチェンバーをやってる時になんか特別自信があったり、なんか気合が入るような運気があったりします。あとまたもっとチェンバー見れますか。
そうですね、まあやっぱ他のセンチネルのエージェントよりはアグレッシブなんで、まあ、普段より打ち合いが増えて、で個人的にやっぱりこのスタイルが自分に一番合ってるので、気合も入る
はい
入る感じがします。
はい。
でまあ他のマップで見れるかどうかはちょっと今は詳しくは言えないんですけど、まあ、他のマップが出た時にお楽しみっていう感じですか。
Yeah, so compared to other Sentinels, Chamber is a little more aggressive. So I do feel that I'm a bit more aggressive. I feel more into the character and the agent when I'm playing Chamber. And regarding the other maps, you'll just have to wait and see.
All right, we'll just have to wait and see. Just briefly, I want to talk about Icebox as well because I feel like that was your only struggle today. What do you think went wrong and what do you think made it tricky?
今日のアイスボックスについてちょっと苦戦している印象だったんですけれども、何が問題で何が原因で
何が
なかなかうまくいかなかったのかなと感じます。
そうですね、なんだろう、簡単に言えばもちろん相手にうまく対応できなかったっていうの
Kita
が
persiapkan nanti untuk berbuka ya.
の練習相手とかと戦い方がかなり違くて、攻め方、戦い方をされたのはかなり久しぶりというか初めてレベルかな。
10 menit lagi ramping gitu. What the
大会
hell?
の場で今まで対応したことがないようなことをやるっていうことで、まあ
Apanya enak
ちょっ
kocak.
と初めてみたいなもんだったんで、
Enak kalau ngelewatin pagar.
次はすぐ良くなると思ってます。
Enak bisa nyelip. Tek anjir kalau lagi naik kereta tram gitu ya.
They're a completely different team from the usual teams that we practice against. And there was a lot of first times. Seeing their comp was the first time. The way they play the game was the first time, especially on Icebox. So it's something that we really see at the tournament circumstance. So I think we'll be able to fix it by the next time we go against GE. But yeah, it was a lot of surprises.
Hop, DRX udah
Caught you off guard,
lagi
but
setup
yeah,
manja tuh.
congratulations, once again,
Stuck
unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this interview. So best of luck in your next match. And I'm going to toss it off to a short break. But don't go anywhere because after this break, we have Team Secret taking on DRX.
Last fail. Kacau sih. Beliau ini kacau sih menurut gua. Kalian kacau sih menurut gue. Dah, kita TDM dulu kali ya. Udah lama nggak TDM nih. Nunggu kayak gini masih lama cuy. TDM sambil kita menunggu. Curut lagi kuewe nih.
Match found.
Take a seat. I got this.
Ah, omongannya nggak bener, Cok. Kenapa jadi ke situ fokusnya? Ada suara api ki anjay. Astaga. Baik. Bener nggak sih jadwal buka puasa hari ini? Jam 17.59. Kita lihat ya. 29. Oke. Udah azan belum? Di gua belum. Kenapa ada brimstone, jir? Kenapa bisa ada brimstone? DSBY, oh DSBY ya.
Focusing. Careful now. Enemy down.
Emang iya real Depok udah.
Reloading.
Ini mana orangnya sih? Suara stepnya doang kedengeran, kocak. Ya Allah ngeding. Lucu banget lagi. Oh ini tengah sih berdarah. Ah buta, kalau aku juga buta anjir. Nanti dah adik. Ini ada nih. Ini poin buat apa Anda? Makanya lihat deskripsi. Kocak. Kan udah dicatat. Budaya kan membaca manusia ganteng. Udah. Ada Aldi sama ada Mark yang 7. Udah kan. Jadi subtitle aja kalau orang. Makanya gong. Awas tadi. Cara dapat poin ngechat. Is it as kita nonton guys. Udah mau berbuka nih bentar lagi.
Yeah, but at least from my experience, you know, watching this team as
10
well.
bang kalah.
Remember how
Bodoh,
they
bodoh,
brought in
bodoh.
Foxy 9 and they were just like
Bodoh,
pretty good
bodoh.
with with that kind of adaptation. So sorry, not DRX, but DRX is coming into this series still having that experience that they know how to cultivate these type of players with the very little time that is given to them to adjust with that particular new addition.
Now I do have to ask, and like the graphic we're seeing
Main
here,
jam
this
berapa nih
one
bentar
is
lagi?
surely hard to predict. Team Secret was the very first Pacific team to defeat DRX, and that was last year. What's the secret sauce, Asarai? What is
Wah,
it?
Haven. Udah lama nih Haven nih.
So the lore.
Kapan lagi ya? Haven lagi ya?
They go A.
There's a Haven now. So what is it, Asarai?
Okay, the lore that, you know, I've gotten when they were still in the Philippines, not going international just yet, was they do like to scrim a lot with the Korean teams. So I think it's just more of they have been, you know, just basically diving into this type of region. They know already the ins and outs, and that's probably the reason why they just know the movements of DRX just because they've been playing
Jeremy.
the very longest time.
That's really interesting information. You know, Team Secret scrimming a lot against.
Let's sudah berbuka.
Something you definitely want to do. It's something that a lot of teams have been doing in Asia for a while. But I got to give props to Jeremy here. I mean, granted, Team Secret, you know, they put up some really tough performances, some really great efforts in the kickoff. Whereas obviously we saw DRX falter a little bit. As far as like KD is concerned, I'm not shocked to see Buzz down below Jeremy in this metric. But the fact that Jeremy's beating him in pretty much every other one is a damn good sign here for Team Secret.
Yeah, both of these teams historically have really incredible moments. And, you know, we also have tons of data, obviously, since last year on their map win and loss percentages. In fact, we're going to go to the vetoes.
Segar, makan dulu, segar. Makan guys, jangan lupa. Puasa-puasa.
Well, newest strongest map that I would say for Secret has been, especially with Haven being removed, I think has been Split. So maybe
they have been banning Bind and not showing us, well, at least in kickoff, they weren't showing us much splits. But you're right, they have been kind of crazy on split last year anyway. And they're
Breeze, Icebox, di ban, Breeze, Sunset, rata di pick.
That leaves Sunset wide open. And DRX, I mean, they haven't played this at all, nor have Team Secret. So I'm curious if DRX expected that Secret just also would just move away from Sunset here, and that both teams would just kind of leave it, and then they could ban it in the second round. I'm very curious to see if DRX does have a very solid game plan for this map coming into it, but with their own pick, they're going to be leaning on Lotus once more, and this is something that
makan guys, makan.
Yeah, I'm just loving the Sunset pick.
Yang buka puasa jangan lupa makan.
Of each and every day, which I'm a big fan of. You know,
I like that. I like seeing, you know, the newest maps or the newest agents being used or being played. I think it makes it really exciting, and I'm not surprised Breeze has gone straight through. Both of these teams have been okay on Breeze. And Sunset, this is the first time we're going to see Sunset from both of these teams this year.
Yeah, and I mean, historically, when it comes down to debuting a new map,
mereka nggak bisa pakai glove sih, baru keluar.
So this does have me a little bit concerned. I think they need to be so over-prepared for this, because you think about, you know, they were talking big game about their Fracture all the way back at Champs in 2021. Played it, didn't look great. They didn't play Lotus for the longest time last season, played it in the grand final, got absolutely bodied on it. So now they're going for Sunset, and I don't know what to expect.
I don't think any of us do, but you know what, we can ask someone. We have a guest with us. He loves cat cafes. He loves watching VODs. It's Team Secret's coach, Warbirds. Welcome.
Get over here. Get your mic. Come on.
Put the cats down.
I know. You had to run from backstage and get yourself up here.
Dapat real life asik banget.
It's actually crazy. This venue is enormous. Anyway, welcome. You know, Secret was looking really strong by the end of kickoff. And what was the game-changing factor there, the wake-up call, and what can we expect for stage 1?
Yeah, so for us, I think it was just like we were playing really sloppy in our first series versus Talon, and after that, like we took us some time. Like the DFM series wasn't clean at all, but like we were still able to get better as like the weeks went on, or like as the matches went on. So I think for us, it's just, you know, hitting the reset button, making sure that we start on time, because like especially some of the maps, like we went down like pretty bad early on. So yeah, just making sure we start on time and then clean up a lot of the messiness.
Tapi kok feeling gue menang Team Secret ya, 2-1 ya.
You know, mentioning about how it wasn't super clean at the start. NDG feels like he had some. You're laughing. You see what I'm going with this.
We joke about this a lot.
Yeah. So what's up with NDG? How were you able to kind of address?
Glove itu setelah keluar, setelah rilis 2 minggu, baru bisa dipakai.
We even talked about this like a few weeks ago, where like he was super like tense whenever he played. So it's like just relax. You're gonna mess up no matter what. Like it doesn't.
Tanpa tidur.
Perfect. So you're gonna mess up. And
kemacetan itu mungkin
don't worry about it, don't fret about it, just play your best.
Karena pada sibuk mau
Now I was curious because
siap-siap
so
untuk
every single
mudik
time
ya.
it seems that I have predicted for your squad to win a match, you don't do it.
Did you predict us?
Terutama bulan puasa ini ya. Kalau yang lain-lainnya selain bulan puasa, gue nggak tahu kenapa macet.
So dominant when no one expects you to be.
Emang udah hobi itu namanya.
Able to get the wins where we think that you should be, you know, on top. What do you think kind of leads to that semi-inconsistency?
Yeah, I think nerves can play a little bit into it. Like you don't when we play to like not lose. That's
Ya,
when we
DRX
play
ganti
bad.
1.
But when we play to win, like if we lose versus Paper X, like Paper X is expected, like last year's Paper X, like Paper X is expected to win. It's like there's now no nerves, nothing. Like we just play our game. Whereas like maybe versus a team that we're supposed to beat, we like play to not lose the round, and we're not willing to take risks, or like we're too much in our heads. So it's just about like leveling that out. Like don't worry about it. We're gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. But yeah.
Do you find that in those kinds of games, like when you're calling timeouts, it's mostly just reminding the players about that exact fact?
Yeah, a lot of times we do like most of my timeouts tend to be like, okay, like it's just a tempo. Like let's reset, breathe for a little bit, and then we can go on and fix stuff.
And I have to ask you, last year you were the only team to defeat both DRX and Paper X. Now,
Kalau
DRX is
scrim
looking
itu
a little
udah
bit different
diatur
this year.
manajer,
A lot of changes
terus
suddenly. What are your thoughts on
itu
DRX?
AE yang ngajak
now?
apa kadang luar yang
I
ngajak?
mean the core is
Kalau
still there, so
scrim
they're gonna be good no matter
scrim
what.
itu
As
udah
long as they
tanggung
have that
jawab.
core, they will be good. So just
Dan
'cause
di
they have, like,
setiap
some
lu
roster
udah masuk
changes last
kontrak
minute,
dengan organisasi
we'll
udah
treat them
harus
with the same respect as they were previously.
udah harus memenuhi tanggung jawab lu.
I mean, not really, not really. Just because like it's been so long to the point where you can start to phase out like anti-stratting and focus more on yourself. Like you can go back and look a little bit, but you don't want to delve too much into it, just because it's been a month and a half, 2 months. So yeah, you don't want to rely too much on the anti-strat. Yeah, just focus on it.
DRX tuh yang masuk kalau nggak salah si Bane ya, Bane.
Looking good. Anyway, all the best
Si
on your
flashbacknya nggak main.
upcoming match against DRX. And take care, Warbirds.
Thank you, thank you.
Have a good
Bye bye.
one.
Wait, you didn't answer. Did you predict us?
Oh hell yeah.
Oh no.
It's okay. I'll balance it out.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, this
APCB.
is really Achilles' fault. They do it just to prove Achilles wrong. We can't have them doing these kind of things.
I truly am believing. That's the thing. Like, you know, it's up to them.
I mean, they've come close so many times. You know, LCQ last year, even this year with kickoff. Anyway, let's get into it. We're gonna go over to our cast.
Oh, yang ngajak.
And paper thin for this highlight.
Yang ngajak tergantung. Itu udah ada tempat wadahnya gitu buat lu mencari lawan satu sama lain. Bisa tim lain yang over, bisa kita yang over.
It's a big one, but the predictions have seemed to swing all over the place. Meanwhile, taking a look at the map picks, you know, this is just kind of interesting. The fact that we're starting
sering lawan cara satu player.
No idea what to expect.
Franchise sering.
Never played it.
Terutama di China tuh sering.
You know, it's fun coming into a match when you just get to kind of experience it, right? You get to see this
EDG,
for the first time, see what both teams are
apalagi
thinking.
yang China lah.
I think they're both going to have very good ideas on this map, frankly.
Billy.
I think it will probably be decently contested. You know, Lotus for DRX, again, kind of up and down for them, as Achilles mentioned on the desk. Breeze as the decider, you know, can come down to a bit of an aim dually map, which has me a little bit concerned for DRX because by the end of kickoff, Team Secret was really popping. I mean, Jeremy in particular started to look phenomenal on the duelist. NDG got his nervousness out of him. He started playing great. You know, Envy is Envy. He's always strong. Jesse Vash had some big moments. So, like, the whole team, even Borkum had some good moments. So, like, I'm really... Sorry, Achilles gave me a look, and it made me like... I'm really, really... keen to see if we can get to that third match.
Jadi per-player dapat asuransi kesehatan nggak?
Kalau
gua beliin diri.
DRX prospect team before, he's been able to compete against, like, in fact, when he was on that prospect team, they actually played against the Zeta prospect team, which had Hirado.
Nggak tahu kalau dari organisasi luar ya, mungkin ada. Wah, MLB komsnya bahasa Mandarin. Soalnya empatnya Mandarin, nggak mungkin empatnya bahasa Inggris kan. Pasti DLB-nya yang nyesuaiin.
That's the scariest thing. I mean, that's what we are going to be focusing on for this entire matchup is can DRX, you know, prepare to defend their title. You know, they've been the strongest. They've been the giants. Stacks, I always go to these events.
He did say that. And I told him, not yet, bro. Not yet.
Not this time.
Not this time. Not
this time.
So, I mean, that's the thing, you know, will they still be as strong as they've been before, you know, even with, you know, a prospect player joining their current roster? Or will Team Secret start to go up on this upwards trajectory? Will Team Secret improve? And
Barkom, nggak jelas lu.
takes down DRX again?
I think they really can. I really like
Foxy 9.
No,
Yang baru itu muka siapa ya?
I'm the opposite
Bane
of
kah?
that. My predictions are generally
Ah ya, si Bane.
although Achilles is usually right there with me, but but I really think that right now the form that Team Secret showed at the end of kickoff, really pushing Genji, that this should still be the favorite team here. I even think I would have picked Team Secret if Flashback.
Botkum.
I'm very confident in this team right now. I really like the way that they started to play together.
Itu si mau promosi bundle sendiri kah?
Warbirds was talking about, and if they don't get off to those rough starts,
Si Indok.
then that's got to be scary for DRX, because you know that might be one of those win conditions you're looking at. You get somebody like Buzz or Mako to really start popping off early.
Si Indok.
And I think it's a bit of an uphill battle. I'll be honest, Bane is good. He's been on other teams like F4Q and Maru.
Sure.
Of course, he was over in China for a little while on All Gamers, but always playing Duelist. So, the real question is
Waktu masih main dia, Uncle.
how do you ship Buzz off a Duelist? You probably don't. He's too good at it.
And you got Foxy 9 as well, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a bit of a thinker, this one, but you know, it's DRX. They are kind of like the pride of Korea, which is the country we are in. So they're definitely going to give it their all. We will see how they might shape
Kau
up,
bukan banyak gaya,
especially
anjing.
as stage 1 continues to proceed. But for now, I mean, let's just see how things start off. You know, we're starting things on a blank slate again. Sunset, never seen neither team play on this one. We've never seen any compositions that they run. How will it shape up? How will it go? I guess we're gonna find out.
I mean, my guess is that both teams run pretty
Perkara
similar.
Zelsis
Again, this is a really good point that Atsurai was
malah
making,
dagang.
that Team Secret has scrimmed a lot against Korean teams in the past, so I think they have generally very similar ideas on how to play a map, and they're not too far off here. Some changes. It is the double initiator for Team Secret, versus the
Ya, ini
Fade
match
or
pertama.
the stacks on the Fade for initiator. Otherwise, you have a Viper for Mako, only one
Jadi
true
ngikut-ngikut.
smokes in Borkum, but of course the Cypher can
Sentinel, Cok.
provide a little bit of extra smokage.
Karena nggak bisa dapat
Sure, on Sunset, especially if they're starting
Madrid,
things on defense, this
Master
composition, you know,
kemarin.
might give them
Pacific
some
deh
ways
promosinya.
to deal with like Buzz, for example, especially if NDG has the right trips. But apart from that, curiously enough, you're talking about, you know, Bane, or we've all seen Bane being a duelist. They put him on the Omen. So
I mean, that is essentially another one of those agents that duelists can
Yang
easily
jadi
shift
cadangan
into,
di
right? I mean,
paparazzi
everybody
Cahaya.
is thinking about tens in that role, right?
Sure,
As he went
yeah.
over to the Omen for Sentinels and was able to take Masters Madrid on that.
maybe
So
eventually a
it plays a
Clove?
bit like a duelist because of the TPs,
Yeah.
and the paranoia, right? So
That'd be interesting if Bane plays Clove, huh?
I would like that. I think Clove is really good, really good. I think a lot of people are underestimating Clove.
Udah bisa anjing. Makanya dia ke Korea.
I think there's potential there, and
Karena dia bisa
not be
main.
surprised if a team like PRX decides to go with it.
For sure, yeah. I feel like they definitely will, given the
Map.
Agents toolkit.
Sunset.
But for now, again, I mean, just back into it. Both teams looking ready to go. The
Sunset
compositions
dulu.
wise, you know, it's a double controller. Can DRX really make use of it to kind of, you know, go in for their classic like executes to break it to sight? We've seen it before on, you know, other maps before, especially when they did it on Icebox.
Yeah, that's the real question for me. Part of the whole DRX equation is a team well known for their
Suara
executes.
gedein.
Is that going to be something that
Emang di kalian
I
kecil
can
ya?
see it going two ways. Either they're going to lean heavy into that because of the lack of time, where that's something that they just said, we're just going to make some really good executes, and you know, use Bane as a paranoia machine, essentially. You know, with a few smokes in there too.
Smoke
of course.
machine.
Udah belum ini?
But or are they just
Udah
going to
pas
go a little
belum?
more default heavy, a little bit more
Udah
spread
gua
the map
cepein nih.
style, try to look for picks, those kind of things. If I had to go based on history, yeah,
Okay.
I'd probably say they're going to go execute heavy. But I don't know. You could convince me either way, to be perfectly honest. I mean, obviously the defender side to start, I think, for them, but you know, it's so hard to predict.
Yeah.
Is the real truth of it.
We don't have enough data on either of these.
No, and
Last bet nanti.
now we are on a map, right? That we've never seen from either team as well to make things even more
Anjir
complicated.
ada wingman.
A lot of question marks in our minds, but the
DRX
fans are definitely just
Buzz.
rooting for them nonetheless, especially for Buzz and whatnot. And that's just it. Can
Gua udah pernah
DRX
ketemu.
continue forward?
This sign says if you win, I'll buy the DRX team
bundle.
capsule.
Belum ya?
Only if they only if they win.
Only if they win, man. That's
what I've
pressure.
seen is people.
Oi,
tweeting
Arye,
players,
kenapa?
Whoever wishes me a happy birthday first.
Yeah.
That's the one I'll buy.
Whoever, just clout farming to get
Menang mana nih
capsules.
nggak tahu. Ayo kita kelas ya.
Amazing.
There we go.
Well done, social media.
It's the head of marketing. That's
Yeah, you've really outdone yourself. Yeah, he has taken over the marketing for Sentinels, that's for sure.
Alasan lu dipanggil
Team
Bang
Secret on
Kacau.
the defender side. Actually, no, it is DRX on the attacker side. My mistake.
Yoi.
So this is where we're gonna see about
Udah lama banget gue terangin itu.
If it is gonna be a little bit execute heavy
Gua menjelaskan
for DRX, or if they're just gonna kind of
kenapa
try to
dipanggil Bang
rely on
Kacau.
trades and a little bit of teamwork to get in there. Smoke out to mid early. Couple pieces of utility thrown into mid and
dari agent sih sebenarnya agentnya
but a pretty aggressive push from Team Secret. Trapwire was there.
bagusan
DRX, so we know there's
agentnya
gonna be somebody potentially
Secret
nipping
sih.
at their heels. Yes, Mako will wait, but he isn't going to be watching the spawn angle, expecting potentially that they might go through, but the timing good for him. Let's see if they can get through this defensive setup of NDG.
pretty incredible that Team Secret are pushing in for that big old flank. Bash able to step back and walk away from that boombot for now. Although DRX gets the spike plant, they have no idea that they are being completely surrounded.
They have to clear this back angle. They have to clear this.
Oh, they're completely pigeonholed into
Gila di pinch anjir. Wah, gila.
Pickings for Borkum right now as he gets up a double.
Huh?
Foxy and Mako a bit of a
Huh?
trade, but as they go back into it,
Lah,
Bash leaves themselves exposed.
bisa DRX yang menang kayak gitu, coy. Udah di pinch loh padahal.
DRX picks up the pistol.
It was not easy at all for DRX. Pretty good ideas here from Team Secret. Send in 4 for the crunch, and then just leave Jesse to try to.
Udah
stick the defuse.
dijepit. Bisa
Just
menang.
didn't quite work. It was very, very close.
DRX.
They were just that extra gun might have made the difference if Jesse was involved. I don't know.
Udah buta berapa tuh? 4 ya? Kejepitnya.
It's spicy for sure. And again, DRX with some good diligence with those trapwire placements from
Stuck,
Foxy 9, keeping their heads in the game for sure. Now on the eco, push for the orb, be able to feed it over to Envy.
Ben dulu DRX juga, tapi Ben dulu sempat yang di
Well on his way.
aduh gue lupa ya, di China ya. Habis itu dia ke DRX
Definitely a
yang
couple more kills
prospek.
in this round, but DRX really taking things slow, really taking their time.
Yeah.
Worried because
Flashback lagi ada isu gitu diri dia.
willing to get aggressive on this descent.
Jadi dia nggak bisa main dulu.
Contrary to what we thought, they're not going to go for that default-ish. They're going to work together as a team and really work their way in carefully, methodically, meandering, clearing out every single bit.
Nah, kayak gini bener nih, udah kasih bus yang duelis.
Again, once
Udah
more,
paling
they are
bener. Foxy ini kurang duelis ya.
but they're still
Ah,
able
udah.
to secure the site. And as it comes down into it, only 1 kill secure, 1 gun stolen
Foxy
away
udah
by
main
Team Secret.
Sentinel aja.
DRX makes it safely.
All gamer iya timnya DLB
Yeah, a lot
dulu.
of damage taken, but not many kills
Benar,
found.
benar.
So DRX able to stave
Stand
off
in di
that
tim
Foxy
DLB.
9
Habis itu
4-0
dia
start.
DRX prospek. Habis
Having
itu
some huge impact with that
dinaikin.
rifle. Oh my word, that is pretty nasty there, Foxy.
That's pretty interesting. Like sticking him, before when he was on that duelist, he would run amok. And
Kenapa ya
I
kalau
think
gue
Stacks might not have enjoyed that too much. They want to,
ya kalau gue kalau udah
play
lama
with the
suka
team
lag.
more. If he's on a
Salah
cypher and he
kayak
doesn't
berat
have that
kali.
mobility, he has to play with the team
Simpen
regardless.
di
That's true.
SSD dah.
And that's, I mean, I think it's been a pretty good shift for
Foxy
Foxy
nggak
9.
tahu
He's had
di mana dia.
reasonable amounts
Public
of success. It
public
maybe isn't
player.
what you want entirely, but overall, gotta be feeling like maybe there's a little
di
pressure
Uber
on him as
kamu
well.
Mako.
Fault line, back Mako off, but tripwire gives him enough room to back up, and the crossfire's great.
Still, that's DRX a fold. With that, it's good punish.
Kocak,
Players
kocak.
left on the side of Team Secret. DRX Might just be able to pick up the bonus.
Nge-Uber.
Very well looking that way, and with that toxic green set up towards A. Yeah, NDG's getting to
NDG. Iya, Olondok.
Simple burst from Foxy 9 will do the trick. Got our ultimates. Eurostep coming underway. 40 seconds left. Now, whichever site they decide to go towards, they'll have numbers advantage. And a lot going in for them. As long as they don't get stabbed in the back somehow, DRX should pick up
30
this round.
seconds left.
It's full upgrade on rifles, though. The back of those early picks. So the distance takes down Foxy.
Spike planted. Last player
Payne
standing.
picks up Jesse Vash. Envy with a bit of a sneaky hop up. Catches onto Buzz.
Comeback Jing. Perez jadi kandidat juara lagi. Bisa.
Pathing in towards market. But nah, he's
got to think about a save.
Yang kemarin aja Cahya pun kandidat juara sih sebenarnya.
Even with the utility. And you're never quite sure where these DRX players
Cuma
could be
lebih nggak
positioned on the site. There could be a crossfire on the other side of the
nyatu
market
aja
too.
chemistry ya.
Where are you?
Especially if they play around pillar. So he's not going to want to too courageous in this moment. Opting for the save. DRX picks up the bonus.
DRX menang bonus.
It would not surprise me at all to see Payne TP up on top of that box and market at least once, just because Tens does it all the time. And like
T1 lebih, gue penasaran T1 sih. Biasa Peppers jam berapa nggak tahu. Jadi nggak jadi wamil apa? Iya.
The way he plays, so that it's got to be in your mind the way he's able to punish people right there on top of that pillar in there. And it really just, so what we're seeing from DRX so far, Quack, is that they're playing patient. They're kind of deathballing. It's not exactly execute heavy. It's more that they're just expecting aggression from Team Secret.
Besok kayak T1 Peppers ya. Nonton lah kita harus.
They've been right.
Jam 3
so now
start
I think
ya kan.
Definitely, you know, Warbirds is probably going to tell them to pump the brakes a little bit, play a little bit, or it's a tech pause. I thought this was going to be a timeout.
I was not going to say anything, seeing this is our first day and everything, but alright, here it comes, tech pause. Welcome to the Ham Quack Paper Thin podcast.
I was gonna ask you if you're feeling panda today.
Panda?
Yeah, when Bane earlier during the interview.
Aduh, udah tech pause manja aja nih cuy.
I'm feeling panda and held up.
Like, what does that mean? Yeah.
I know, that's what she said.
Tadi ada nggak tech pause?
Maybe.
Game 1-2 GE.
Lethargic and hungry for bamboo.
Split 2 belum ada tanggalnya, brother.
Bamboo's actually pretty delicious.
Really?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
But yeah, I mean, thinking about the game, that's precisely like you said. DRX is going for that slow but steady style, and as long as they, you know, gain control over certain areas, they're prepared.
Oh, udah aman.
And go in for their execution.
Syarat masuk VCT sekarang harus bikin tim di Premier.
Secret on the other hand, you know, also a bit prep heavy, relying on a lot of counter strats and anti strats. If it's a map like Sunset where they haven't encountered any of this before, they're gonna have to adapt on the fly.
Oh my God! This fast hit from Jeremy. He's going ham.
DRX
di react.
fades it. Buzz making a quick push in towards the B site. Team Secret still playing it safe.
Able to get the plant down. Very similar to the last eco.
Planted.
In a lot of ways. Team Secret's gonna have all 5 members, but this time around not nearly as much damage. Stack's still sitting on a Nightfall in case things look a little bit difficult. Again, when you're in this
5 lawan 5 pos plan.
so difficult.
Wah, Mako. Wah, budak. Budak 5 orang. Wah, hitam tuh kepala di flash sama Omen. Kena stun, buset dah. This is chaos. Dapat hal, ditembusin, busuk. Sumpah di B side B malas banget kalau post plan cok apa? Nge-retake. Main tembus-tembusan aja udah tar. Lagi ada utility. Besok dukung Koko nggak sih? Koko Jason setim aja lah. Kalau Jason Koko setim enak gitu dukungnya.
There's the timeout. Now for realsies.
Yeah, now that they get to buy up. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, I mean, for the past 4 rounds now, you know, we saw this from Team Secret last year where they just repeatedly went to A side.
Emang iya,
Especially
Peppernya sekarang 3 Indo.
rotation anymore.
Si V sotoy. Kan sekarang
pretty much been doing the same things.
2 Indo.
Double back into B main, make it a firing range.
Yeah, and it's part of the nice part
Kan
about
Cahya
having
lagi
Bane
jadi
in there is
substitute.
you have a lot of ability
Ya
to
3
go
Indo
yourself
kan
to
dia
say,
jadi
oh,
sub.
Cypher utility.
Nggak main, yang main kan Jing. Jadi 2 Indo. Kocak.
So I think definitely that's got to be part of the idea behind that. Is
Kan
stats on that
yang
Bane.
main kan 5.
Maybe a little
Ngerti
more
nggak saya?
careful, on this side of the map versus A.
3 mas Sleepy. Kalau kayak gitu
And if
4
you can
kocak.
kind of disrupt NDG, keep him off balance and make it a retake heavy.
Emang Peppernya yang main 6 orang.
You know, if you have that B main control, it's so difficult to undo it.
So tahu.
Reminds me of, you know, some of the other sites like, you know, Bind B or something like that, where it's really challenging if you're able to get comfortable
Udah Foxy
to
jadi
deal with it. And you
mantap
can see
gini
every
coy.
round they've got that trip there as well.
Lu
Right
so
outside
tahu.
of the B main door.
Di stun nih.
This time around it's gonna get cleared though, I believe.
Okay.
Borkum.
Try and make some plays around the smokes. Bus just satchels in.
Gila.
Move gets a bit more
Di
information.
true smoke.
Some sprays
Wah,
coming from
kacau
Jesse
sih.
Flash from inside of the dark cover.
Hmm.
Not something that DRX expected. Pushes out, gets one more tap onto
Cadangan
Bane as
tetap
well.
digaji, tetap lah.
Rookie does not expect it whatsoever. A is suddenly no longer a viable option, along with the operator sounding off. Mako has quite an impossible task
Udah
ahead of him.
disuruh main AWP nih.
This is near impossible. I mean, yeah, he can get the spike. He's got a time. He could, you know, go to the other side of the map, but he's going to be walking into death. Yeah, as soon as that poison cloud ran out, he was just done. They knew exactly where he was. Good job here by Team Secret. A good recovery, and you can see why the A site maybe not, you know, where they're really comfortable going. You got to try a change up, so you got to go for something a little different, make them respect it.
Di mata orang-orang yang BU mah enak jadi cadangan. Gak usah main. Di mata player yang masih pengen main, mendingan dia di tim lain tapi dia main. Beda coy.
Outside of B main, and I'm pretty sure that's what he's going for.
Scanning ahead.
Yep.
Deploying.
I saw it in the last round. I saw it get cleared on the map, and I'm like, Jesse has a lineup for this. Love to see it.
Ya.
Wow, Hunter's Fury as
Jesse
well.
fast.
Actually catches Buzz for a second.
Oh anjir.
Not quite the final beam though.
Tried to
Now
get a little help on the ping from NDG. To try to get that final.
Apalagi masih muda, sayang banget.
It's not quite there.
Jadi cadangan.
Thunder though, Quack. They got it.
Cahya ke hierarki
Got the order.
menurut gua ada bagusnya.
DRX slowly doubling back.
Gua tadi juga mikirin mendingan Cahya ke hierarki dah. Estrella buang, kasih T botol main inisiator, Cahya main smoker, Jemkin tetap duelis, Bunny flex, Sentinelnya Elmimor. Kuat menurut gua, kuat. Oke itu kuat. Kalau masih ada Estrella, bawa SOX jir. Yang nge-call juga Bunny bukan beliau.
Provide some additional support. Paranoia, although it does connect, timing a little bit off. Able to take down Mako, but it's a one-on-one versus Bane, where Borkum has low HP. Needs the headshot to seal the deal.
Cuma ya balik lagi terserah hierarki.
Just right up around the edge. Oh, with the weaponry though, it's just
Tenang,
nothing but
Estrella
a
ganti
dig.
2GE. Nah, itu loh.
And with that, DRX back in the lead.
Emang bisa transfer pemain? Nah, gua nggak tahu.
Just outside of the insta-kill range with the Phantom. And Mako steady as ever. Fox doing
Estrella
a
ganti
great job
woman
here on
speed.
point. These crossfires have been brutal that DRX is able to find, whether it's the crunch from B main and market, setting up outside of Boba.
Estrella ganti
really
Kus.
difficult for Team
Jangan.
Secret. This is the problem, like, if you get into retakes against DRX, very few teams can find a lot of success breaking them. They're so well disciplined, no matter who's playing for them. This is something Termi has done well since he's been around.
Ever, yeah.
Yes.
Vision Strikers days.
Yes. He's good at getting people into crossfires, into post plants, being patient.
Ayolah, kelarin lah.
Their utility usually.
DRX nih kayaknya guys.
You're seeing it on full display here on Sunset.
It's just playing like textbook Valorant to a T, making use of all your utilities. Once you get the sites, they know how to hold those chokes.
Semua tim butuh eskarossi, betul.
Don't let their
Respect.
opponents go through. Team Secret now back onto a bit of a half buy.
Yeah, one way.
Just trying to get a feel for things, holding some positions, not quite able to catch anything though.
Yeah, wise Jeremy to get out of there quickly with his blast packs after that prowler. DRX is looking to set up a play, not able to find it, so good discipline from Team Secret. And now the entire
Ayo bisa masuk Indonesia terus masukin cahaya kalau kata gue mah bang. Terus siapa yang diganti?
Oh, Jeremy! Jeremy!
Okay, 2 taps. Bane thankfully trades it right back.
Parah
This is not
banget
a round that DRX should be losing, but some individual heroics, and all of a sudden you might be looking
Granat
at
elbow nggak sih?
down. Envy now with the Guardian taps away. All that's left is gonna be Buzz.
Thrifty,
This
kena
round
half
that
buy.
should not have been won was just taken over by Team Secret.
Yeah, and it's just the good patience now from Team Secret. You're seeing that they're being a little less aggressive on some of those moments, and it works a treat. That is a snappy shot. That first one was
at the fault line
really
from
good.
Envy as well. That's good reads.
Very good stuff.
One nice! Let's go, boys!
That one got
Gak jadi
fired up.
tackle-nya aja nggak
And,
tahu.
You know, you heard Warbirds talk about it in the pre-match interview, right? Where he was saying we need to not get off to a slow start. And if they could turn it around right here, right now, if they could string a few more rounds together, then you've mostly averted that crisis. It was only a minor crisis this time, if they can find their footing. So you do have a showstopper, you do have the neural theft, you got Borkum's TP, you got a lot to play with. It's only one away from their ults as well, so team's going to be looking to see if they can steamroll some of these ults into a win.
Ke spot kamera di stun.
DRX doesn't like what they see. Going to go on a little bit of an explore. Got some good coverage in mid. Could be a little bit of a duel.
Takut. Udah jangan ke belah, bahaya. Kita split aja.
He had to go down to just the
Bahaya nih, ada perangkap bau-bau busuk nih kata dia.
Stack up.
Same moves, yeah, stacking up, trying to get a good feel for things, but wow, NDG with the positioning up around market, the trip enabled him to wall back down onto another player, and then of course Jeremy coming in to support as well. Setups coming in from Team Secret denies DRX the entry.
Masih winnable sih, spike-nya di situ deh.
A viable option.
Yeah, the spike's down in market too to make matters worse, so great setup there from NDG. The wire
Tutupin kata dia.
working a treat, his positioning able to avoid the prowler.
Ada ulti
now they're
beliau.
gonna body block it because of the TP. This is very, very smart. This is something that I think I've only ever seen one other time in Valorant history, where you have to stack up players on top of the spike to make sure that the Omen can't TP
Saving DRX ya.
I don't think they're gonna go for it either. Just a bit of a save. That's what DRX is gonna do for now. 2-on-4 still a little bit tough, even if they do get that spike planted. Perhaps with Mongo's Viper Spit it might have been different, but yeah, given the body block.
Ayo Bas biasanya mantep nih entry-entrynya.
Yeah, fantastic awareness from Team Secret.
Time out
yep,
dulu.
Counter timeout, right?
Incredible.
Should be, I believe. Okay, good. I was worried that was not going to be a countdown, and it was going to say 2 words that I will not mention. Remain unspoken.
Do not, yes. Words that shall not be named. But yeah, I mean, this is also a little bit interesting because, again, you know, this is not something that Termi did really often last year. DRX just often having a good time and being very much in control of things. But now this year, especially with the roster being shuffled around so much, they look a little bit
Agentnya enakan agent Secret gara ada bridge.
Give them some instruction.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, the way that Team Secret is now absorbing the initial contact of DRX. They aren't kind of getting too overextended. They aren't getting trapped in some of these crossfires that DRX was able to find earlier. Now they're forcing DRX to get into bad positions where they're able to punish them either with utility or their own just phenomenal shots like we saw with Jeremy with that Sheriff play, things like that. So now is DRX. Now you got to try something different. What you came into the map with that kind of death ball-y style where they were just
Ya,
sort of
kontrol
working,
mapnya enak banget.
the map, kind of anticipating some of that pressure is no longer going to be there.
Nah, dia
So
mau
now you got to make a change.
kontrol fake
See
kontrol A
exactly what it looks
lagi.
like. Looks like they're kind of spreading things just a little bit. Mako again going to be on A main duty, making sure that there's no lurks that are going to be attempted by Team Secret.
Ambil orb.
So they are going to be drifting in this direction.
Okay. Smokes though. They are good. Some counters coming up now. And it just calls for the signal to straight through. Buzz managed to capitalize on that to punish down on towards Envy. So a bit of a TP away, and Borgum tries to stay alive, but still, how long can you really keep yourself alive?
Jesse pas dapat nih.
A bit of a split. Buzz trying to go in for this quick 180. Doesn't. Oh,
Iya.
Jeremy even with a showstopper gets shut
Untung
down
aja nggak
in air
nembak
by
itu.
Mako. Stacks now coming back into it too. And all that's left is none other than NDG.
Sindok
Tries
nih.
to walk up.
Turun 3 nih.
Toxic screen down allows him to creep forward. But again, look at the positioning, the crossfires. Stacks can easily wrap back around elbow, and NDG would be none the wiser. Able to get the spray down though. Only for the first.
Yeah, got caught by that vulnerable. A little bit easier to find the kill. This is a pretty interesting start. I don't mind at all what Team Secret does here, where the smokes come up and they just kind of let loose. Oh, there's just enough of a gap there. Borgum does a great job here behind Jen. Getting 2 kills. Jesse tries to step in, just couldn't find the spray in time to take down his opponent. And then Mako is Mako. You know he's always good for one.
If that showstopper would have ripped off, you know, it might have been a different story, but that's the shot. So back into A main again. Initial contact.
Digangguin lagi A-nya nggak mau
Not really feeling all
dikasih.
too much, but still watching in case there are potential lurks or potential sneaky players pushing through.
Oh, it is going to be some smokes put down in the mid.
Smoke.
Pings coming down already from Team Secret, so
Smoke-nya
they're
Ben abis.
reasonably aware of this attempted pressure. Jeremy, only one to initially take contact. And he's shot right down by Buzz.
That's that Jing peek. Satchel into the kill. Off of it, onto the next. Buzz is looking to tear this round up. Shells lands
Buzz
right
is
on the
back
dot too. 2 players left, and they're probably
pakai
going to
vandal
go
sih,
in for
Buzz.
that save. I mean, the pathing and everything, the reads, just trying to condition Team Secret to focus a lot of their resources into this A main position, and then doubling back into B.
Yeah, this is Buzz's round. I mean, the way he anticipates these positions of his opponents is so good, and then the immediate grenade to counter the boba push from Jesse, the icing on the cake.
Kalau cari duitnya dikit, makanya udah satu orang aja nyari dah. Bisa yang ngumpet. RB di tim franchise China.
Stacks, Mako. You can always expect a lot out of them.
Yes, absolutely. And that's, you know, again, been why they've been at so many international events, why they're constantly talked about, why people kind of scratch your heads a little bit if you predict against them. You know, it's just, they have been really good for a long time. I just was so impressed with Team Secret. A little bit of a laugh there from Buzz, and he's getting them fired up as well. Wants to see if they can string a few more together. Make
Nggak sabar lihat Astrella, bener, gue juga nggak sabar.
Really powerful. You do have that rolling thunder again for Envy, something to worry about here as DRX.
Masih mau dipakai setupnya.
They're waiting to see if there's a big hit.
A really good position to set Jeremy up as well.
Exactly. But if Mako can get that Viper's pit down, could be a lot trickier.
Ke spot.
For Team Secret to play retake on.
Gagal.
So
Untuk kedua kalinya gagal. Trappingnya ketahuan 3.
Thought they were going to try to maybe sell a bit of a fake double back into A, but
I think you're exactly right. I think initially here DRX was considering just kind of double pumping and just holding at B and waiting it out a little bit, see if they can get some rotates, but Stacks, for whatever reason, thinks, okay, well, maybe A is going to be the better option. You know, we've got enough attention over there. We really don't have a lot of information. Maybe it is still going to be a B hit. They've got to worry about mid, and smokes are up, and the door is down.
As soon as they break the door, though, look at this, the instant response from Team Secret. They've got to watch Market. Oh, there's that perfect Rolling Thunder, but Buzz shuts it down with a shorty. It'd be a good double spray, and then Mako comes back in for the trade. Buzz tagged down to 8 HP. From the shadows denied, and Borkum is
udah
here.
sekarang nih bisa plan.
Tucked away in the corner.
Menang trade-nya anjir.
And they managed to do it. Borkum not quite arriving on time. Mako invests the Viper's Pit to secure this round indefinitely. How's Borkum going to work his way around this? Bit of a dark cover. Good peek into it. But again, Crossfire, two-player setup right in front of him. Impossible round, virtually impossible for Borkum to work his way out of.
Oh, that's so hard as an Omen player. You just don't really have much to work with, you know, especially if you don't have a paranoia. It's near impossible. Love the idea here from Team Secret, but the counter reaction from Buzz, once again, so strong, having the wherewithal to immediately switch to that shorty and push on the back.
Incredible, yeah.
He's so
Fire
smart.
rate affected, like, doesn't matter. I'll just use shorty. One pump, that's it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, you don't need to be, doesn't matter if you're stunned or not with that thing.
Estrella buat marketing ke Korea.
Incredible.
Player Korea tuh nggak cuma Estrella masalahnya. Woi, nggak bunuh. Masih banyak yang lebih oke kalau di Korea.
That was a little bit odd, but nonetheless, here comes Team Secret with a bit of a retake attempt.
Whoa.
Good double peeks out. Envy managing to trade for Jeremy. 2-on-2.
2 lawan 2.
Stacks comes up from behind. Mako able to hold his own as well. Once again,
anjir, terus smoke ka Mako.
mainstays of DRX stay consistent throughout this first half.
Kalau ditanya sama titipan Pemda, udah jelas dong Estrella yang lebih jago, coy.
Had to do a ton on the Omen, but again, Omen can be pretty flexible as long as you kind of have the right smokes at the right time and you've got some good paranoias. You know, you're getting a lot of value for your team. Bane's had a couple of nice kills, but this is a team effort.
Kalau itu kita tak
tahu.
tahu.
Then Buzz showed up. Had some good moments from Mako and Stacks and everybody. So
Ben ganti flashback.
And you've got to be really impressed with what DRX has done so far. The map, you've never seen it from both teams, but never seen it from them. And on top of that, you know, having to switch out a player on short notice, you just gotta like what you're seeing. And again, this is where Termi, I think, really shines. He does a good job with new talent, with young talent. I think it's something that a lot of people don't give him credit for. You know, yeah, there was some stumbling with Foxy, but in the past, he's been really good about integrating new players into this roster really quickly, so.
Certainly, last year it was working pretty darn well.
At first, yeah.
Amin,
Lamka. But you can see that they are still steady enough to pull off performances such as this. And mind you, this is Team Secret's map pick. I think they were perhaps trying to pull a surprise one up against DRX. DRX did leave this open though, so definitely showing that they are here to play this year.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't make
flashback
it
lagi mau rehat dia.
Right. I mean, certainly that's got to weigh on them.
Katanya dia ada
they don't miss many international
sakit kah?
events. They want to get right back into it, right back into the swing of things. Don't care who's on the team, don't care how. You gotta be feeling that you're good enough to get there.
Like stoic, studious kind of vibe that I get from, you know,
Ya, kedengaran Recon-nya.
Yes, absolutely. Termi is both of those things. You hit the nail on the head.
There.
Secret on the other hand.
Gue masih heran kenapa dulu sangat nge-head AE. Saha.
Always good with the preparation. Now that they are on the attack, will they be able to dictate the pace of the game?
Gila, ini Jeremy di GB banget. Dibeliin Ghost. Dia main armor 2 satchel. Ya Allah, gila banget. Sama Babang Jesse Fast.
I think Team Secret's gonna re-explore the map here and either re-aggress through market or shift all the way over to A. And it's definitely, seemingly, the better move potentially because all of DRX except for Foxy is stuck in Boba.
Oh, zaman itu mang banyak coy.
You also got that toxic screen.
30 seconds left.
Wap, ketahuan 3 lagi.
Not up. Team Secret gets to
Udah
walk in.
rotate.
Footsteps being heard now. Foxy calls the rotations over.
Look at it.
Nih, careful.
Doesn't quite connect it or convert into the initial.
Wah,
kill
udah
against
ngocor.
Jeremy.
Ya Allah, bunuh
Nice
teman.
kill by Buzz.
Bas granatnya.
But as they continue to push forward, Borkum can't quite make his way through. I mean, Foxy 9's damage has been done. Dark cover in front of NDG as well, and wow, he's not even on the defuse, just knows that NDG would push past it.
Udah di
That's both
GB
pistols
kagak
on this map going the
ngekill.
way of DRX, and definitely felt like maybe a must-win for Team Secret in this situation, given how one-sided the first half was.
Set.
You know, that follow-up pistol after you get kind of bullied like that when it's like a 9-3 or a 10-2 or even an 8-4 to some degree. That pistol round has so much more pressure on it. Love those wires from Foxy, man.
Yeah.
Low to the ground, not
Very
anticipating that. Yeah.
You would not know unless like you have dealt with it before. Maybe then you'll send a boom bot towards that just to clear it. But whatever it is, now DRX definitely in the lead.
And expecting maybe some kind of B entry, quick B entry here as Foxy setting up those wires right where maybe players are going to be sprinting into the site, but a little bit slow to start here from Team Secret. Doesn't look like they're fully committed to coming in just through B main. They're way into mid.
Just looking to punish a little
Anjir, ada rekonnya gitu.
They can secure a weapon or two. DRX definitely knows to anticipate this, so playing extremely safe.
Kena lu.
Buzz with the outlaw. Punches right through two players.
Ah.
Bulldog now swung over the head.
Hilang.
Oh my.
Spike down B.
And again, the crossfires are so good. Buzz reliable with the outlaw as well. And DRX, they're up 11-3. It's feeling like
Gua nggak tahu dia pas sama Algamer itu setim apa udah setim apa belum si Delby sama dia. Kayak stand in bentar doang deh dia.
Not the way they would have wanted.
Terus nggak sempat sama Delby kayak ada.
It's a little bit unfortunate for Team Secret, given that this is their map pick and it's not really quite going the way that they want to. But who knows?
Apakah kena
Perhaps
bonus
this is the round where
adik-adik?
things turn around. They've got that full buy. You've got Jeremy going in for a bit more rehearsed plan as they stream in towards elbow.
they need more utility to clear this
Ketahuan.
angle right off of this.
Lu di granat kocak.
Great positioning, great shots too. Able to get the good dink.
Bas lu di granat kocak.
Enemy remaining.
Cueki ya.
Secret deal against DRX with Brimstone and Fury.
Spike planted.
Iya, sebelum
Not the
Delby
agent
masuk.
Brimstone.
Oh yeah.
I liked your saying though, I really did. I mean, I like Brimstone as an agent, but maybe not so much on this map.
You cosplay as a good Brimstone.
I could. I wish I had Steve Bloom's voice.
Bisa turun.
pull off the
Nah,
Brimstone
bisa.
lines, but
No, just say Bub a bunch.
Bub. He has done some Wolverine. Oh my
Wah,
god.
woi.
Okay.
Close.
Okay.
Woi,
That was
ngeding
not
loh.
quite gonna happen, but
Ngeding
I did
Jesse
not
Fast loh.
expect a double kill like that. Even a dink on the third one.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts from
Gila
Fox.
hampir loh itu.
Feeling it on this map. 18-10 right now. Bane 13-5, playing so safe, so cautious. Really steady in the back line. The game plan here, I think, really smart as well.
Coba dong
for a
replay
new
tadi.
player coming into a roster. Don't put
Huh?
a lot of pressure on them to
Aduh,
TP
gak
all over the
kelihatan.
place and break
Lumayan
all
lah,
the sites.
mahal
A
buat
lot of
Team
times it's just
Secret.
the back line, just covering his teammates, playing for trades,
They do
playing
their
cautiously.
job.
Jeremy nggak di GB lagi guys, dikasih
And that's sometimes
Guardian.
enough. You don't necessarily need to outshine
Hit.
your teammates or anything. Definitely talented players nonetheless. Sometimes it's a bit of a culture fit as well, and let's see how DRX really utilizes some of these players, at least for this series.
DRX has to play way back because of this rolling thunder. You can see they're already kind of trying to find a way to get ahead of it. No.
hilang.
Be a 1-for-1.
Stacks able to play around it. Foxy 9, look at this. Cyber Cage just walks
Wah,
so
nggak kena.
Great rolling thunder from
Buset.
Indigo allows for the rest of the team
Gila, itu tinggi banget terbangnya, Cok.
this initial defense. Now you've got Stacks and Buzz. The duo. So this time, try and make use of some of these positions. NDG though able to catch out against Stacks, and now looking like much more of a bit of a tricky situation for DRX. I thought they might have saved, but it's just going to be Jesse Vash taking them to school.
And a really good kind of test of patience for both teams on that. Knowing that rolling thunder is in play, you can see that DRX was feeling it out, just seeing if they were going to maybe just send it at the site initially to try to go for the execute. But it's patience from Team Secret. And then once they started getting contact, DRX tried to press back, right? They tried to say, okay, we're going to get ahead of this rolling thunder if we're going to do anything about this. They can't. Team Secret holds tight, and then they send the rolling thunder, and Jesse gets just enough ahead of it.
Melayang.
That corner that Foxy was hiding in. Really nice stuff from Team Secret.
That's kind of what we expect from them, especially if they have the reads, they know the timings. It's always fun to watch how they just let their plans rip.
Stacks is,
of course,
way out here.
Pushing all the way out.
Yeah, he does have this tripwire to deal with. There's not
lagi
a
ngedrone tuh.
lot he can do to clear it other than shoot it.
Nggak kelihatan.
See if somebody won't be ready for his position.
Doesn't quite see all too much.
He's got all this info, right?
Yes, he knows it's going to be an A hit for the team. Great pick off by Jesse. Foxy has to break that trip, and there he goes.
Dicek pasti.
The rest of the team now just trying to play around some of these unorthodox or closer range duels. Team Secret respects it.
They don't want to mess with Mako's corner. He did some damage the last time from his position. So now they're waiting out the smokes. The toxic screen is going to come back. Bane's able to take down one.
Wow. Oh, Buzz. No way.
Wah, dapat senjata tuh padahal.
That all comes down to Stacks.
30 seconds left.
Ada senjata ya, ada senjata.
Planted.
Winnable.
Keyboard shortcuts. It says VCT.
Oh my gosh, it does. That's adorable.
That's nice.
Nice pickup there. That's something I never look at.
Swing?
I don't normally look at it, but just because it's a virtually impossible 1-on-3. But hey, 6 to 11. Team Secret slowly picking up steam now.
They're looking good on this attack side. What a drive-by by Jesse there. Yeah, Bane gets one, but this time the corner is accounted for. That paint shells, the swing to follow. Nice job. Nice job here by Team Secret. And who knows, maybe it's just an attacker side
nih,
of
abis ini
affair here
pause
for both
nih.
squads. A lot of ults. Excuse me,
Closing.
Hunter's Fury. For Team Secret, a couple ults on the other side as well. Showstopper and a girl theft.
Nah,
If anything, I'd say looking a little bit more likely
Ya.
for Team Secret as they anticipate this push
Ya,
coming
bisa
down.
dapat
Jesse
dua loh.
Vash with 2 Hunter's Fury kills. Mako trying to spot some heads, but not quite any connections. It all comes down to Foxy. The stab off this initial onslaught. Good sprays, but no, not quite able to do it all by himself.
Kedua.
1-on-3 now, Mako.
Spike planted.
Initial flick, spots the head, gets tagged by the Yellow Drone too, though. If he gets peeked by some of these players together, that's going to be tough. In fact, they're just going to play it safe. Oh, he tries to sneak through, but spotted by the Recon. Plays around the pillar.
Tim DLB, lagi satu sama ya?
How he gets punished by Jesse Vash.
DLB-nya jago nggak DLB-nya?
From Team Secret on that post plant.
Kita lihat ya.
Jesse almost gave up a kill to Mako there. Wisely just
lagi seru 6 sama.
stay crouched, waited for his moment so he could get out, regroup with the rest of the team.
DLB-nya sih jago loh.
Any of those easy 1v1s.
DLB lagi main Yoru loh, DLB.
Nice one, boys.
Double held.
Peace bump, peace bump.
Just fist bump, yeah.
Yeah, Jesse.
Really chill.
Really chill. He's always chill. Jesse's just the definition of chill.
I'm surprised that DRX aren't, I don't know, calling a timeout or not feeling so chill.
Yeah, I mean...
Ooh.
Wow, Mako, that stinger.
Okay.
Takes Jeremy right out.
Don't need it. Just getting a read against Team Secret now.
Look at this push and pull with the utility there.
What?
A drive-by, a paranoia right after it, and then a follow-up. That's great synergy.
Sensing the timings too, but now that his teammates fallen, Mako knows to back up, holds the off angle instead. He's got
Pas
teammates
ambil
watching the other
space tuh,
entrance
lihat
if
tuh.
needed.
They can't go this way. I mean, with where Jesse is, I think you need to go to the other side of the map right now.
Foxy 9 then would have to be the difference maker here. If he falls, B falls along
Oh, dia
with
nggak tahu.
him.
Nih kalau dia bunuh Foxy enak nih.
The crowd is cheering it.
Lah.
Oh my god.
All right.
As they say, squeaky bum time.
Nggak sadar itu kameranya. Wah, Jesse sih.
If then Foxy pushes out.
And every ult in the world here.
Ya Allah.
Now the neural theft can come. Huge.
There it is. Picks
Ya.
up the vandal, spots them through his cyber cage, sneaks under
Huge.
their noses. They have no idea.
Oh, they heard the footsteps.
Now. Buys time for his team to arrive on the scene. Stacks with a nightfall. Bane up from behind.
Ya busuk.
Envy down at 1 HP. It's
Wah, timingnya coy.
and a thrifty win.
Kamu nggak telat bang seperti itu. Baru map 1.
Around 8.
Yeah, great adjustments here
Thrifty.
on the fly by DRX. Not having a timeout called by Termi. And I know Termi gets a lot of flack for the lack of timeout calling, but I think people need to understand that there's a lot of good reasons behind why he was doing that for so long. And he's now able to have a lot of trust in Stacks because he was forcing Stacks last year to have to adapt on the fly. Now you can have a little bit more trust. You can have a little bit more comfort, a little bit more cushion before you decide to start calling your own timeout. You can maybe wait an extra round or two to see if your team can do it themselves, to give them that confidence, to have that trust in an IGL, to be able to kind of figure things out as he goes. So yes, it at time was frustrating if you were a DRX fan last year.
Nggak diambil tuh.
But believe me, I personally feel like there was really good reason behind it. And I'll stand on that. I'll die on that hill.
Heck yeah, trust in IGL Stacks. And it really shows.
Wah, ke B nih. Apakah Bas
mid-game like that on his own.
nyayur?
Now the call
Iya, banyak keluar bareng.
Jeremy able to sneak the entry through. A blind showstopper even connects onto Mako.
Nembak apa manja tuh manis.
Jeremy overextending his welcome just for a second. Stacks able to shut him down.
Didn't even hit a bullet.
Deploying drone.
Unfortunate. But at the very least, the team is here. Vash still on the op. Nobody's able to go for any sneaky peeks.
Scanning ahead.
Great spot for his recons to connect.
Stacks ducked it though. They might not realize Stacks is coming out of market. Oh, Jesse aware.
Wih.
Shots.
Woi.
Stacks though. What? And all of a
Oh
sudden,
my god.
Kena. Wah, ultinya kena cok. Tapi ngeri-ngeri gitu 5 lawan 3.
Had to.
Sisa 1 lawan 1.
Had to, or it was map over potentially.
Jadi pakai ulti manja gitu.
Nice try there from DRX on that retake. Stacks being so sneaky, but Buzz just overstaying his welcome in B main. Pays the price for it. Jeremy with a great follow-up from his showstopper, but a little bit off the mark after that. But you can forgive him for that. The first 2 were quite good.
Yeah. Just trying to keep things alive. One more round. One more always extends to 1-4. But TRX looking to close this one out.
Apa kok Cap?
I've got a bit of a split push coming into where it's A. They've managed to capture elbow.
Yeah.
DG deals with him just quick. And that's going to be the spike down pretty soon. What is Foxy 9's game plan here?
Nah, Borkum ngapain ke set sini dah? Ngeganggu aja kata si Jesse. Udah tuh ke box default, sana no. Woi.
2 snaps. Push forward.
Wah.
Prowler gives him all he needs. He
Lah.
gets a wallbang onto Borkum past that box.
Tuh kan, gara-gara bareng. Lah. Ya.
Goes back in for the 3rd kill. Stacks now
Wow.
off of the defuse, secures the round.
Kenapa kemarin nggak bisa kok? Gua pengen pengen radian kemarin. Gila, Bas. Dapat tembusan gara-gara nempel tuh. Jadi bilang jangan nempel.
The tier 1 DRX team, he's again played for their prospect team before, but Absolutely tremendous stuff, and a slow start for Team Secret cost them dearly once again. And let's see if they can turn it around here. Seems like this has been a problem that Warbirds identified coming into this match, and yet his players haven't quite figured it out.
Yeah, that's
Match
it. I mean,
2, match
got
2.
some great performances that our analyst desk will break down.
Well, looks like we have seen a little peek into Sunset for these two teams for the first time. And
Kenapa
DRX,
sih Mbak?
you know, the
Adi,
predictions
Adi
yes,
Swan.
they didn't make their first international event, but they are not to be trifled with or underestimated.
Yeah, gotta say, I think just across the board, a lot cleaner than I was anticipating from DRX, both on Sunset and with Bane in this roster. But just slot him in, say, okay, you're just gonna be playing Omen, and he just does his job. He gets smokes out, he gets paranoias for retakes and just, you know, staving off attacks and everything, so plays that one perfectly smoothly, you know, checking off boxes. And then everybody else is just playing absolutely gorgeously. Foxy9, what a beginning to the map for him especially.
Yeah. And because of that, this Team Secret just could not find that rhythm that they were kind of hoping for. I was talking about how it was so important that Vash and Ingin become the enablers here, but even then, when you can see them setting up, it still wasn't enough for, you know, players like Jeremy and DG to kind of feed off of. When Vash and Envy are already out of the equation, they just can't seemingly connect themselves into that round win.
Yeah, I mean, again, one of the things, this is kind of what we are used to talking about with, you know, last year's
Seberapa
previous
penting
iterations of
analisis?
DRX is even when they're not getting those first
Analisisnya
kills,
ada
they're starting the
11
rounds
pertandingan.
down a
Penting
player.
lah.
The
Itu kan
4v5
ngebantu
conversion rate continuing to look good for them.
untuk
Secret,
menginfokan cara mainan musuh.
First kills over top of DRX, but then only getting 8-round wins. That just speaks to this clutch potential and just how well DRX can pivot when they do lose somebody early on. But as I mentioned, like Foxy, an incredible
Borkum, kebanyakan joget-joget Borkum.
This is one of those kind of performances that you want to see from a player that has been in question for this squad, has had his rough showings, has been moved over into this Sentinel position, and this is a hell of a way to kick things off in stage 1.
Oh yeah, I mean, moving him onto a Cypher that looks pretty damn good. I mean, aim aside, he made some really smart decisions.
Yeah, and I just loved how very energetic he is when
Kalian
he always
lebih
goes to
kali
that
ya.
player comes like, whoa, let's get this.
I think everyone's now realizing that you have to have a vibe merchant on the team. You have to have somebody that's keeping the spirits high. That has been proven across the board. You know, Zelsis is the one who's very much instilling that. Rossi as well for Team 1. And it looks like Foxy9 says, you know what?
我们俩就是实力相通的，但是孟克
这风四穿了2个人吗？
还全是头，
是脸上又是有2朵云，一个海盾加一个障云，想要追甚至还不好追。
争取到一点回防时间，但是 AG 的枪械是劣势，但是又在混，
风四还能再混一个吗？
风四混3个了，就你滴血
到了。
Busuk banget
ini. 赶紧阻止一下对手啊！
还是要给终极技能了，本来都不想给的。哎，跳到2楼上面是有人的，
没听到
吗？
静音上跳，这个斜坡是不出声音的，但是有金刚环看到了对手的一个位置。
哇，这timing有点惨，错过了，又错过了。
怎么说？想要抱团摸嘛，但是现在放了脚步，那个想要绕，这波有没有机会啊？好像有点难了，有点难了。
感觉凉飕飕。
对。 主要是现在
Bang Hoodie ke Paris lagi,
一旦拉起来，他72
tapi jadi co-stream.
能拆吗？
绕住了，要绕住了，这个地方都不敢
啊！这两边真就移形
换位啊！
啊，要绕到了吗？谁先看谁看到第一。
Ya ketahuan satu lagi.
7滴血。棒的手里是没有。
有捡了一个有枪了。
对，有枪但没蛇纹。
hampir.
这种时候还是靠枪说话
吧。
Kayak busuk gini dah.
哇，看得我是一身冷汗啊！
对，但这个回合居然让风刺穿了这么多嘛？因为我们正好没有看到第一视角。风刺一般来说，可能前2个我还稍微能理解一点，因为接的距离是比较近的，但后面其实离得很远。我这是
徐一剑
找到了非常多人的位置，
那只能说是作耐力大哥。徐一剑
找到了非常多人的位置，
那只能说是。 作耐力大哥，
包括像
Ayo Delby. Delby lagi oke nggak nih? Aduh, ada chat lewat. Itu yang mana ya?
分差在被逐步拉大，第二季也是有点按耐不住了，选择先去调整一波。
现在两边真的就是一个拉锯战了，而且我觉得像这样一个打得满满的 BO3，也一定还是会多少对于选手的体力上有考验在的。
哎，那这个时候其实就要聊到体力这个问题了。其实据我所知，第二季的 Nick 以及唐志浩都是非常擅长去做健身的2名选手，包括他们给我们的一个形象就是。
还在 Zero Sense 是吧？有这样的一个精神力，能够为队伍去提供后续的一个状态上面，即使是打到如此之焦灼的时候，也有人能够去站出来去振奋这个士气，我觉得是没有问题的。
他们的耐力这种抗压能力是更强一些，我个人觉得，毕竟他们在之前。
Kita sambil nunggu map kedua DRX ya, kita nonton dulu. Mana adik nih, adik.
同样的 ，Nick 其实以前大家在学校里是田径生，他是有这个比较好的底子在的。虽然你看他好像很文雅，但其实是。
Gila adik DLB menjadi
在逆之回到比赛8-10，第二季小比分落后。此时注意混起的情况发生，并且 Luke 感觉是要搭配神鬼布局去做些事情。
main Phantom lagi adik.
非常感谢我们现场观众对于选手的一个支持啊！今天这场拉锯战对于选手的体力是非常大的考验，但是有各位粉丝朋友们能够在现场的支持，我相信选手也会更加有动力啊！
没错，中路的渗透，陆克还是想要凭借自己的单挂去找机会。对，这个虚拟剑他好像能躲过去。哎，提前量交了一个力挽狂澜，他以为对面要复刻自己的战术，结果扑空了。
现在是怎么说？中路是没有这个爆拳是基本上没有发出。任何的效果啊！
而且神鬼布局现在拿信息了呀，知道 A 点后点双人站位了，但是
哇，DLB 爆攻 DLB，
两边都在做渗透，
这摸过来没人看，没有人留后面的东西。
哎呀 ，DLB，kamu，
一个走，同时这个魁父有机会拉出来
2个 ，nice banget Del，Del，ulti Del，
这么多队友已经被接完了。
哇，棒子背身给到了。
哦，nggak usah Del，nice。
大功。
哎，menang kemarin， 哦 ，thank you 啊 bro。
留技能吗
？Nice DLB。
可能真没想到神锁能压得这么快吧。
flank yang sangat mantap。
但实际上 Luke 已经是摸中摸了比较长的一个时间了。
我可能感觉 AG 可能意识到了，就是对手好像不怎么去控这个管道。
对。
这也算是抓习惯吧。
而且肖恩熙这个地方肯定嘴里已经在说了，后面有人，后面有人，但是 TZ 已经是在往后退，他自己是一个比较残血的血量了。
是的。这一分其实我觉得整体看来还是 AG 的对手的习惯侦测是很到位的，
得住啊。
那现在好像分差被逐步拉大了。第二季的暂停也是刚刚叫完，目前看来又进入到了被对手打进混起分的情况。姆卡鼠继续使用无甲狂徒，
打一个单向的闪，这样的话强行去控一下，比较强势的想要去控一下中路。哇，4个人走2楼。
Wih apa nih？
真是啊。
Ya Allah， nggak boleh nonton kayak kita。
人直接从这出吗
？DLB 也已经是站在了中路的一个位置。
好像真的想这么做，因为没有人可以过那个半线。现在，
之前会看到其他队友有一个战术是这里。
sedih banget coy。
我开了，我又关了。
无事发生，不打扰了啊，先走了啊。
bisa 1080 kentut
那
naga。
怎么办呢
？Harus log in。
半线准备切入，狂潮画出。A 点防守方直接不站人了，
啊！
贴到脸上了，
没打过。
有一个上来的 timing 被 Monk 给摘掉了。
Monk 很硬啊，今天的枪法发挥非常之多。同时 A 区近点安包是没问题了，但是 AG 保全了更加齐整的人数。
哎呢。
上来的 timing 被 Monk 给摘掉了。
Monk 很硬啊，今天的枪法发挥非常之多。同时 A 区近点安包是没问题了，但是 AG 保全了更加齐整的人数。
那这样的话，0点休探是把所有进攻方人员的位置已经完全的给探出来了，而且，最大的问题还是进攻方的枪械劣势还是蛮大的。你在这个位置上面点人也是非常的舒服，身边的队友还是体。
DLB ulti cari Del。
打2，甚至交了一个。最后也是由 Monk 收掉了 Luke 的背身。
是的，这样的话是顺利的来到了自己的第12分，也是真正的来到了赛点的回合了。
没错，4个赛点。能否把握住机会？现在其实排山倒海的压力都在人的身上啊。其实拿赛点的时候心里也是很紧张的。
那这次他们是手里有4个赛点在手上啊。
相对有更多容错率，包括其实上一分这个神尾不觉可能会交的有点浪费吧。如果能留到这一分的话，我觉得会有更好的效果。
对，我其实觉得前点的 Luke 刚刚给出的神鬼不觉在上一个回合啊，其实他还是用自己的雄鹿去换到了东西，并且把前点强势的站下来了。但是 LB 用自己的2楼来的这样的一个最及时的一个 timing， 是去化解掉这个危机。
赛点局 DRG 是背水一战了。 这是全员长枪，但是我卡叔是无甲的，
直接过来展开回复，
开混了。但是说实话，混烟效果会偏一般的，因为对手压根就没有打算出来去踩这个前点。
对的。这个回合的话 ，DRG 是没有 A 通的位置可以去打了。接下来他们要去做怎么样的选择呢？先顺水推舟，先来到 B 前点的一个位置啊。
但是事实上，虽说 A 场展开了回复 ，A 小依旧有点要看，包括中路的管道可能会摸牌，所以他其实也没有让 其他队友特别的集中
啊，留了一个保镖在身边，让孟稍微帮忙看一下。
那此时我觉得打 B 区的话，以人多打人少，尽可能的完成优势置换，就是当前 DRG 拿分的一条比较正确的道路了。
往中路双门放的假身是被 Monk 先打掉了啊，但是这一波的进攻意图来了，这个时候是要真来了。但是零的技能在这个地方还是比较多的，谁来去处理一下这个半线呢？
踩到了，这半线没清，这边
哇
过了，剧情发
呀！Nice deal。
LB 有补枪，但是回防的。这一个角
度
够的，只有他一个人在点内。
是，
Nice deal， posisi bagus deal。Sabar deal。Satu lagi deal， chill deal。deal。
但是他能够跳到底下。
Ada senjata deal， Nato deal。Pelurunya juga 4 deal。
爆龙器在这里，还有20秒的时间。
Reload manja dulu deal。
包狂雷之怒也守不了的，但是他的位置明牌了，你有点。
Alas ya boy， sakit tuh。 Enggak sih.
有个狂潮在脸上。
Bunuh Del， aduh. Ayo Agemong. 1 lawan 1. Si Delby lancar Mandarin. Wow. Delby menang guys. Nih Delby nih. Yang berdiri nih. Lancar dia. Buat ngomong-ngomong ngobrol bisa dia. Delby, oke kita fokus ini lagi guys. Udah mulai. Kita close. Ini break 3 doang nih. Ya udah. Delby umur berapa? Masih muda dia. 19 kali ya? Apa 20 tahun ini? Masih muda dia. Delby aman dunia maksudnya. Lama dari tadi gue buka. Udah menang pistoran malah DRX. Rata. Ambil tuh senjata. Ndok ambil senjata. Ambil aja. Kan jatuh lagi senjata Ndok. Buka lagi bang, gak fokus. Ya udah tutup. Gak bisa. Gua kasih 20 detik nih ya, 20 detik. Ini mah udah ketahuan dong, 20 detik ya. Sampai dia 0-0 udah mulai by face-nya tuh 10 detik. Lu personal gitu enggak, Cok. Kocak aja sih, Ndok. 1, 2, 3. Ya, telat kan?
Just really making sure that if anybody pushes that corner, it's a little bit easier for Buzz if he goes deep.
Gue udah close loh.
Vayne as well.
Udah ke close bukan belum sih?
This is
covering that A door. Yeah.
A being blocked off. That's right. Team Secret has to go through either B or C. And B is a site that's pretty tough to defend against. I mean, once you get the spike down, that is.
Diikat lu.
Wow, good C's coming in from Stacks as well. Incredibly well timed. DRX are controlling the pace of this. Again, though, even with Team Secret's guns, now that Buzz has pulled away from A, Rubble.
Buset.
Ouch. Cover going out. It's all down to Bane.
Escort besok mainnya.
Tick of damage there. Most of that was from the decay. Oh, Buzz.
Bagus banget sih Buzz ngepancingnya.
Both of them are down.
Itu belum hancur ya turretnya ya.
You don't have any of that KJ utility online.
30 seconds left.
You lost NDG in that exchange to check for Mako's late lurk. You can just set this up. You got plenty of time here.
Ada flash nggak lu? Flash nggak?
Envy trying to get ahead.
Ada.
Actually, in fact, nobody's there. It's even pinged out by DRX. So aware that somebody could be
Gue
pushing
majuin
this.
CT ya.
Okay,
Oke.
Foxy.
Ayo bareng sama gua.
Barrels, tries to go in for the spray with the Spectre. Knows that he doesn't quite have the optimal range for that duel. Runs up around the other side. Team instantly here to receive and help him.
Wah.
Although he did get the first 2 kills, Foxy9 will put him in a coffin.
It's just spectacular awareness from DRX to know that somebody was likely to push through the top A area, and they're just ready for it.
Dibantai gini
Foxy plays
tes
it so
ya.
well, realizes he's got 2 players there. He doesn't get the initial
Tim
spray
Secret
to go.
waktunya
Has to back
mengambil
out, throws the turret behind him just to make
player
sure
Indo
nobody
kah?
chase.
I mean,
His crossfires are so good, dude.
That was the one that really set it up for me. I mean,
Nah,
you start things
Warrior
off
sebenarnya
with
kalau
Buzz
saya.
and Bane in that beautiful combo. Very oppressing stuff just to take control of a
Eh,
rubble.
mau
If
mata.
Team Secret ever wants to reapproach the A side, they have to walk through that.
Lamka.
Unless they're able to take out Bane somehow, who is tucked away really safe. This is really tough. Same thing now going in this round. It's a bit of an anti.
Wah.
Death ball works out.
Wah.
Paranoia.
Wah.
However, Mako well.
Wah, gelok Mako bantuannya.
Push them off, and he even gets a collat. Exactly. Bane trying to fire off away as well. Team Secret having to hang back for a second. They did manage to retrieve.
Foxy udah nge-push saya tuh, Sentinel udah nge-push tuh, bayangin tuh.
Again, no KJ.
Gak mati-mati sih Bane-nya.
This is so brutal.
Ndok udah mati soalnya.
Bane just has to stay tucked away. Foxy9 in case they try to rotate back.
Woi Borak, kalian nggak sih Borak?
Any second now.
This is just giving Foxy more time to move into position. Stacks now making his way off of B.
Oh,
Very tough for Team Secret.
They're gonna try to sneak.
Cover going out.
Blocked off. Everyone's here and ready to party.
1, 2, 3.
Be trying to play close.
Nah, kaget.
Oh, take down Mako.
Ketutupan. Nah,
Angle
gila.
to Foxy9 as well.
Invi sih yang ngerubah roundnya coy. Invi guys, main sendiri dia mainnya. Decision makingnya main sendiri, bantai sendiri.
I mean, this guy, we know how good he can be, and he's taking matters into his own hands for Team Secret. That's a crazy good.
Gelo, Invi.
You expect them, you get the spike down, you'll probably stay on site to defend it. Invi actually pushes out front, actually catches Foxy9, and then anticipates the player peeking out from stairs as well. The sensing.
Buset, mau ditinju tangannya Ndok.
I'm surprised he didn't say the other word that Asura was laughing at last time. We go back into it. Next round, it's going to be DRX on a bit of a half buy.
And he's got a pit here on the back of that 4K, so this could be a really, really difficult round for DRX and put Team Secret right back into it. And that's so needed. Again, oh my god, Jeremy.
Quick moves. Double kill already for Team Secret. Make that a third as everyone starts to chime in. Buzz, despite having the Vandal, is going to have his work cut out for him. Not quite able to retake by himself. 3-2. Team Secret definitely not out of this game.
Yeah, a huge breath of fresh air for Team Secret. Able to hang on to that Viper's pit. Now you've also got Seekers. Buzz does have a showstopper, one away from a Nightfall for Stacks. So there could be some counter ultimates in the cycles. He's just so fired up right now. Spray down there.
Borak.
Let's go.
Borak dan Ndok.
So we got DRX buying back up. Are they going to go for that same rubble hold? No, not too aggressive this time. Definitely a good
mulia salah.
nonetheless.
Tahat tuh yang lempar Mako ya.
Same kind of execute. That snake bite in the same place. Let's see if Team Secret this time is going to be able to deal with that crossfire if they decide to push that way.
Nggak mungkin Team Secret menang, nggak mungkin. Tenang aja, Pandu Wahyu kalah dia. Ini one way jelek banget dir.
see anything yet. Alright, the boombot does give a bit of information. But Team Secret knows, like, it's just too risky.
That got the paranoia out. That's huge.
Up until he gone, they might just be able to, if they can take this site, DRX doesn't quite have enough utility for the retake. Actually doubling back into B now. Stex was not prepared. Showstopper will connect for Buzz though. Not able to plant the spike, but Jeremy turns back around. Bad. Buzz answers back.
Enemy remaining.
Mako getting one for himself as well, and that's all down to Jeremy now at 2 HP. 30 seconds on the clock. Opponents could be anywhere.
Just when you think Team Secret has got some momentum, Buzz just shuts it right down in that round. Not much time to work with here. Has to grab the spike and plant it immediately.
I have the spike.
Look at the player cam. Jeremy's eyes constantly shifting towards the map. No time at this point. Tries to bait out Buzz, but
Jeremy mau ngapain sih?
feeling it.
He just had to stick it. I mean, risk it, but he decides to go to see if they're going to try to push him instead during the plant. Bit of a gamble there. Doesn't quite pay off.
Not quite in his
Little Buzz. Oh my goodness.
Buzz is dialed in.
He's
Lu lihat Buzz tuh.
as usual.
As usual. And that's, again, the thing about DRX. We're seeing great and solid stuff from Bane. You know, he's doing his job. Nothing too flashy. Foxy9 on the Sentinel now, not quite allowed to go for his usual antics. It kind of allows for the team to work. Team Secret, on the other hand, you know, they've managed to break through, but usually that's off of the back of Envy so far. You've got all of these ultimates now, though, and they should be able to make something happen. Envy with the Viper's Pit available.
If they invest a bunch of ults into this and it doesn't work, there is a lockdown as well. Things go real bad.
Kirain nggak ke-cover tuh.
Could be invested by DRX. I think they should. They might as well. Foxy's one away from a lockdown of his own.
You should
run. There's the initial lockdown coming in from Team Secret. Pushes them away. Brings the timer down
Buset
to
nih, borak jauh banget nih.
5-20 seconds.
Habis TP ya?
But they might turn off.
Di ulti.
Kind of aware of it. Yep.
Ketahuan.
Nightfall out at the right time too. Buzz going in along with it. Initially found Envy. But Envy still
Red killnya.
Staying inside of the Viper's Pit. He goes
Envy
in
bunuh
all
3.
around the corners. Now outside of the Viper's Pit, he slipped around. Jeremy working along with him. They bought enough time. They pushed DRX away. They've taken down Stacks. Team
Lagi-lagi
Secret
Envy.
again. The younger players shine.
They're probably a little closer than you'd like, but you invest the ultimates, you get the win, you still got the showstopper. That's fine. Envy is unreal.
Honestly, yeah.
With how quick he is to react to stuff. Look at him. He is trying to keep Team Secret in these rounds. He is single-handedly doing it, it feels like.
The awareness that this guy has.
Satchel out.
Arguably, I mean, I might actually just say he's the best player out of Philippines.
I think so. I'd agree with you.
Alright.
Oh boy.
Aduh.
Good flash.
Aduh.
Well, no, that
Good
was team
flash. Good flash dari mana?
Initial kill, but because it's just pistols, Team Secret still able to walk away with a kill. I think Jeremy meant to turn away from that one. But that's it. Spike goes down. It's only Foxy9 with the Stinger. Maybe Stacks with the Sheriff.
Not the end of the world. Losing one player as long as the rest of this is clean. Mako?
Wait. No way.
Player standing.
Ketahuan.
Just a stinger for Foxy.
Yeah, good response coming out from Jesse Bash too. Although Foxy did pick up the weapon, now playing around with the positioning, just tapping that door, it makes him think.
Bomnya di
Foxy
belakang.
now feel very uncomfortable in this position, and he walks into the double stack. Team Secret tie things up 4-4.
Yeah, maybe a little bit spicier than you'd like for Team Secret,
Pause
but
dulu
still,
nggak sih?
job done. Still plenty of money in the economy. A couple players,
4 sama Kia.
some decent bankrolls behind them. See Bash taking up for a little bit of a team flash, finding some big impact kills at the end of the round. And that double stack. There's a little laugh out of Jesse.
That's adorable.
Probably about that team flash potentially, but hey, that's okay. That's alright. It
Heads
happens.
langsung diganti biar nggak kelihatan.
Still got the round.
Anjir.
And now aggressively taking back into its rebel control.
Granat. Gas. Yeah, mati. Gebukin. Wow. Jangan megang granat lagi, kocak. Teman-teman lu mati. Boh. Mako is back. Aman ya, Pandu ya.
Man, he's put up some huge multi-kills for DRX, and this is how. Again, I mean, DRX is really happy to try to take this space by Rubble towards A main. The utility there from Stacks, it's like, or excuse me, from Bane backing him up. That is nasty from Mako.
Playing with the timing off of it, especially, you know, working along with Bane, because they know that Team Secret's going to take control over it. Team Secret's going to set up for something. Just as they're about to set up, Buzz goes in.
That Haunt checking for the deeper push, but it's all stuck on the side. They move their way sneakily forward. Buzz this time going to be playing back with Bane, going to show him a bit of a different look as this A push continues. Just Bane on site. Buzz going to try to hold the door. See what they've got. This is everybody thinking about making their way over, but DRX kind of pulls off all of a sudden. The contact, maybe not as quick as they were expecting, makes them check B, but without baby door cleared, you gotta know that they backed way off and they wrapped all the way around to B. That's what you have to be careful of here as DRX, but let's see if they can make another crunch work. Oh, that spot.
Oh, there's that wraparound now. Buzz starting to make the move.
Whoa.
He knows that they could be rotating over onto B. Foxy9 knows it's too risky to peek out, so he just doubles back.
Ya, dihancurin dong.
Lets the lockdown go. And Team Secret gets the site. Look at Mako, though.
Dodging all that utility.
Oh, saw the barrel.
Hilang.
That's going to be
Nggak bisa make club, udah.
another kill. Jeremy's going to be the one that blocks off baby door. DRX continues to try to push through, but not quite able to swing past Jeremy. Oh,
wah, ndok.
now chiming in.
Wah, digebukin. Ya, Jerem School.
DRX takes them apart.
It's just, again, showing a different look. It's just been A aggression, right towards Rubble, just fighting for that space every single round. It felt like for DRX, and this time they pull back. This time they pull off, and it gives enough of a pause here for Team Secret that DRX can kind of put themselves into good positions, never really ceding control over B, and that's eventually where they try to make their way into. And Foxy9 not having any of it. Mako clean as heck. Mako with a Viper's Pit and a Judge. Oh, this is scary, scary, scary. I think
Scary.
Satchel just gonna hold on to that Viper's Pit, and it looks like he is. This time Team Secret's aware. They know what DRX is trying to do.
Lagi mid air, anjir, hilang kepala Bas.
Still, they have to know that
Nice
they
try
are a bit of a half buy, so just trying to play it safe. DRX knows that they shouldn't be pushing out too far, too.
Yeah, that pit now.
So you don't have A, you don't have C.
Yeah.
You go into B, that's all the Killjoy utility.
Yeah, it's going to be tough one way or another for Team Secret. Certainly they can get it done, but not making it easier for them, especially with the low buy on Team Secret's side. Judge and a Stinger, a couple Sheriffs. That's all you got to work with.
Pinged out, the choke points are up around B as well. That's Link blocked off, Heaven blocked off too. Stacks just disrespecting the smokes, walks out front.
Gelo, lo lihat tuh. Buat melawan 5 orang, 2 cukup. Stuck sama Foxy. Aman ya.
Got 3 rounds in a row now.
It's just brilliant stuff. And again, I've said in the past that Mako is a kind of guy who likes to hold on to those Viper's Pits sometimes for retakes and stuff like that, but in this case, this is what we've been seeing from DRX so far this year, where it's the Viper's Pit to control space, to give information, and they work a treat off of it.
What did he say?
I didn't hear him.
Alright.
I don't know if he said Kaja, which is like, let's go. That's what I think he said, but I wasn't listening very close.
Either way, DRX starting to celebrate a little bit. It is still 7-4 though. Team Secret able to come back if they play their cards right. Have the full buy in this round. Jesse Vash still on the Seekers. Stacks on the Nightfall.
Bane?
Oh.
So aggressive.
He has been hopping up just to check.
This just makes it so much easier for these rotates to come through for DRX, where they could swap sides of the map because they have so much pressure on one side or another. They know what's happening.
Pressure being felt up around A.
At Bane.
Some shots being fired up around C as well. Senses.
Ketahuan ya?
Gives the warning signal to Team Secret that they should fall back.
Bantuin Bas. Ya, Bas mati. Wow, gila nih Envy. Envy lagi-lagi yang merubah game ini, coy. Halo pinandito.
So good. The way that Team Secret takes their time on this time, they get themselves in a position where they're ready for where Buzz and Bane have been playing. One behind Rubble, one next to the door.
30 seconds left.
Envy's just so fast with that transfer too. Absolutely insane.
Spike planted.
Figured it out. Now DRX, whatever they try in this retake, dropping off of heaven, walks right into welcome and open arms of Jeremy. Okay, Foxy 9. Man. Starts off with a bit of a double. Team Secret knows where he's about to approach from. What are you gonna do? Drop your turret? They're like just waiting for him to drop.
Oh, use that.
Yeah.
I was like, he's gonna use that toxic screen against him, but Borkum not fooled in the slightest by it. And we switch sides. A pretty exciting half. Good comeback here from Team Secret with what looked like it might be DRX kind of running away with it, but is it good enough? You know what I mean? That's their attacker side. Yeah, I don't know. It could be. It's kind of like sometimes. I think people forget that sometimes Pacific is like upside down land with like what side on the map is actually better. Yeah. Like we've had this like, styles. Yeah.
Tawa-tawa sampingnya sih.
Was just attacker sided earlier today. Like
Oke, mau siapa tuh dia? G-Pro, Stax oke G-Pro harusnya tuh yang warna merah ya.
But that's what's fun. I mean, I think that if we can expect the same level of success for players like Buzz and Bane, then it would work out on the attacking side because they have worked together pretty darn well. And then, of course, you got Stacks with the exceptional calling today.
Gila, mau spec sih rata-rata artisan loh orang.
Incredible stuff because he's fundamentally that strong, mechanically that strong. But we are also starting to see Team Secret adapt to some of these things, where especially up around A Rubble, you've got players adapting to the timing of things. That round previously, Envy shut down both Bane and Buzz because of such reads.
It feels like about 3 of those rounds for Team Secret that they won were Envy.
Yeah.
Envy won those rounds.
Yes.
So that's
Envy
great.
kill 16
Team Secret, Envy is, I fully agree with you, the best player from the Philippines that we've seen so far, and he's showing you why. He can go toe-to-toe with anybody and make a meal of them. And he's so fun to watch. So looking at the guns, Jeremy looks like he's going to go for a Sheriff. Goes for Jesse.
Kabe.
3 classics otherwise. A little bit of utility. So Jesse not going to be getting the heal. It's going to be the dog and the bird. Not just the dog, really. The bird's free.
But the whole zoo.
Yeah, and as usual, DRX. The whole zoo. Well, we're not playing the zoo comp here. Yeah,
not yet.
What? Borak.
DRX.
Mako, it's about half damage there. Has to concede the territory for now, but DRX certainly with all these goes wouldn't mind a little bit of a longer range skirmish.
Not gonna be that long though. Okay, got Team Secret backing off. They've gotten the information that they wanted. 50 seconds left.
Balik lagi kah?
A bit of a fake as
Mid
well.
ke B kah?
Fall back.
A ke B kah?
Tap on towards the door for DRX, but they're not fully walking through tree.
Yeah, they're really being diligent about this. They're expecting some kind of trap to be sprung on them. This is going to be tougher, I think, if they go B. They're not going to realize it, but...
Mati nih dari B nih.
Left though. Paint cells well
Yeah.
Jeremy. Sheriff shot fired off as well. Bane. Pinpoint headshot coming in. Doesn't quite swap over
Yo,
to
directly.
Yeah,
Envy.
picks up the Sheriff. He's going John Wick.
Ya Allah, Envy. Ya.
Fight back as Bane.
Nggak ada yang kena rekliknya satu pun, Cok.
And that's another pistol round.
Aman
Flawless
ya.
pistols for DRX today in terms of their round score on it. Haven't dropped a single one. And now they're gonna, are they really gonna grab like a bunch of rifles? Are they just, they're just going all in here? Like it looks like they were really gonna try to swing this game, try to end it, try to throw that knockout blow onto Team Secret. Bane, so tricky, great movement, making it hard to find those right clicks.
Nggak ada yang
Snaps
kena,
getting
Cok.
into it. He's fired up. Yeah, 3 rifles and then a sheriff and a ghost for DRX. Really interesting purchase. You don't see this too often from them. Usually it's like bulldogs and some other stuff. Feeling confident, feeling like they can close the door on this map.
I really wonder why.
Ayo, mau trapping kah?
You still want to respect Team Secret. You never know. Especially what if they force. Of course, right now it's just Jeremy on the sheriff, but for the time being, DRX feeling confident in their choices. Even in the previous round, getting a good sense for things. Jesse gets all of this delicious information right now. Pulls out the Titan Mail Mace.
They have no idea. He slipped by.
Dia bisa nyelip di situ loh.
Alright, first pick. Bane answers back.
Ada turret nyelip. Dismokin kan nggak sadar.
Bane is on rubble.
Ngocor. Waduh, Vandal. Waduh. Dapat Vandal untungnya Mako. Ada mulai satu.
Mako still pretty much in control of it with his snake bites. Forces them off the defuse.
Off.
Got Bane just here to support as well. Going for a bit of a tap. Secondary dark cover coming out.
One enemy remaining.
All we got to do is just continue to spray.
Double pick, kelar.
He got it at the right time.
Aman ya, Pandu ya.
Good amount of weapons taken away from DRX though.
Yeah, this isn't the end of the world.
Ngeri juga tuh Jesse pas udah nyelip.
But, you know, Jesse maybe could have got a little bit more value, but just did not expect Bane to be up there. Great lurk by him. Again, he's been so good at that this year in particular, like especially on this map, right? How many times have we seen him just completely bamboozle his opponents and get these great kills? Yeah, well, he's no doubt about that. He's smart.
That's it. I do think, like, economically speaking, because, you know, a couple players from before.
Ya, salah flash.
Those pistols.
Ya, busuk Jesse pas.
Making this round pretty
Flashnya belok.
Secret. DRX looking to secure yet another
Baru 125 udah habis aja util lu. 2 flash, 1 trailblazer.
Methodology. DRX is working with
Trailblazer.
Anti-eco buys. How they've been able
Udah
to pick up
dognya udah habis, flash 2 habis. Sisa 1 heal. Mati pula temennya. Tapi trade skill nih. Gila, dia C-nya ditinggal, kuatin B sama A. Ready untuk wall up.
Mako might just call for that C. He does. Yeah, door opened. That's gonna be NDG.
Hancurnya bareng lagi. Aduh, ndok. Di satu titik ditaruhnya. Nembak ala rambut.
These days going for that plant up around the stairs.
Karena semua.
Direct impact. But that's, you know, just a little bit of chip damage.
I'd love to see Bane TP behind them when they try to make the retake. I think that would be just so funny to watch.
Okay. Alright, a little bit of paranoia. Buzz on the other side. Watching for those peaks. Stacks and Buzz, the mainstays. Taking what is there. DRX 10-5.
Don't even need a TP. Just a solid hold by the guys on the site. Bane just watching the off angle to see if there's any lurkers, and there are not. This is just so clean.
We've seen this sort of approach from DRX a couple of rounds now, especially on the second half, where they create a bit of presence on one site, cut noise, start to rotate over. Even if Team Secret gets a bit of a read, they make the quick move to, you know, head over onto C.
Yeah, and I mean, Stax is making some really good calls here today. That decision to move off of B after they got the turret contact, And of course it helps that Mako's kind of taking a little bit of space as well, but still, the coordination, the communication looking really, really solid for DRX.
Still, yes, fundamental DRX stuff, and I gotta say, you know, it's Stacks IGL, maybe a bit of credit to Coach Termy, but everyone's playing their part, and that's always textbook DRX Valorant style.
Exactly. This is, again, if there's anything Termy's good at, it's getting people into the right positions to try to do their jobs.
Do their jobs.
I mean, again, like holding crossfires, you know, putting your utility in the right places. Truly, all that stuff is certainly superb at. And Bane's, you know, been around the team long enough. He has a pretty good idea as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Bash able to keep them away for a second. Jeremy with the class connecting on Foxy.
YOLO. Wah, gila Invi lagi, Cok.
Only a bit of a trade, and that's going to be the thrifty win for Team Secret. Something that we did not expect. I don't think DRX expected it either.
It's a massive thrifty
Aman
for
ya.
Team Secret. They desperately needed that.
Masih
They're
bisa
able to
nih
kind of
Tim
bait
Secret nih.
DRX into these close quarter battles. They're able to put Stinger, the classics, to good use. The Sheriffs as well. Not ready for Envy to be tucked into that corner at all.
Invi emang jago Invi nih.
A good comeback for Team Secret. Let's see if they can get something rolling. First 3 rounds of the half were not great.
Bukan karena level ini.
Try to set up
Wih, yang benar lah flashnya Jesse.
into the rubble position. And DRX is
Gak paling
really
benar.
turning up the pace.
Okay, Buzz has made his way through. Slipped right underneath them. Tries to deliver the uppercut, but NDG shuts him down instead.
Laser udah pakai kasih Invi aja sih.
And then as we come back into it, it's going to be Foxy9 going in for a couple more. They're relentlessly pushing forward into the C site. Jeremy answers back with a bit of a showstopper as well. Jesse Vash falling off of it. Picks up the head of Bane. Now it's all down to Foxy9 in 1-on-2, and with 2 players staring down his barrel, not quite able to push past it.
There we go, Jesse. That's looking good. That was some snappy shooting from the veteran. And now it seems like Team Secret's starting to get a read on things. DRX tried to change up the tempo. I don't mind this call at all from DRX, but it's just handled so well. You know, NDG on point, quick backup to help him out. Jesse there to clean up the job. So certainly timeout warranted, I think, for DRX to try to reassess things a little bit, try to get their heads back in the game, just a skosh. That's what I can say where I'm from, which means a little. It's a very Midwestern kind of dialect. A skosh. Spell that. I have no, you know what? I actually have no idea, dude.
SKOSH perhaps. But relentless, I mean, regardless, it is just DRX right now pretty much having a good plan for the second half. Team Secret able to fight back for a second and then wanting to definitely close things out. The timeout has been called.
And a good time for one, for sure. Try to see if you can maybe find a way to punish some of this early A aggression that Team Secret's been doing, just like they were doing. You know, maybe something like that. You're really close to a couple ultimates.
That's right. Yeah. If they can go towards those alt points, alt orbs.
Ambil A lagi kah?
You can get like 2 alts online if you can work the map a little bit here.
Okay, but there's all that utility.
Matanya di situ.
Towards rubble. DRX hears it, and then now we're just gonna go straight to B. Yes. Good idea on the pathing, but unfortunately as the lands, it's gonna be Jesse Vash takes him down instead. A little bit more prepared for this
gila
one.
juga kamu stuck.
Even with the game plan, even with the ecos, DRX not quite able to land their shots for now. The firepower still prevailing for Team Secret. Spike has been lost.
Bane, stack it again? Try to block the TV?
That's what I'm thinking.
Apakah di Bane bisa nge-clutch, guys?
They're a little worried that he's going to push that angle. They're just gonna kind of deny it. Yeah, try to deny it.
50 seconds. I mean, what is
cover going on?
What are Bane's options?
He's got to get to a site
TP
TP.
play.
Yeah, that's it. There's not a lot of other hope. I mean, he's got some time He could just try to
Sampai
work
sahur.
Yeah.
Enggak kayaknya Bang Hadi.
Try to work the link.
Abis ini rehat dulu. Ntar sahur beda lagi live-nya.
30 seconds
Sampai
left.
sahur. Gelo itu.
Jeremy spotted. Not quite able to get the initial duel. So that's it, yeah.
Wah, kebalap gini guys.
Now it's starting to really feel it.
Nobar Amerika nggak? Wah. Amerika jam tengah malam ya? Kalau nobar Amerika berarti nggak main.
So far, both teams making great use of this one spot.
Yeah, it took a while for Team Secret to figure it out, and
Good
I mean
job,
this was an
boys.
equal round, and DRX wasn't even really
Jam
messing
4.
with it.
Mulainya jam 4. Gelo, begadang lagi dong.
No, it's already being pinged out here, so Team
Begadang
Secret
sampai
expecting some
tengah pagi.
aggression, and there's just too much util for really DRX to do
Enggak
much
sih
about it
kayaknya kalau
anyway.
Amerika.
Trying to make
Kalau
their way
startnya jam
towards
12
C,
masih oke sih.
trying to clear any of that util that
Startnya
they
jam
can.
4 sih GG banget.
Get the alarm bot, but the nano's still there for NDG, right in that landing zone where the Razes like to go. Wow, that's aggressive.
Flight path does not allow you to head into C. Meanwhile, Team Secret pushing out on the other end of the map too.
Nggak ditinggal,
Going
Jap.
towards a main now, a lobby.
And you'd love to get
dua.
ahead of DRX so they can't put these ultimates into play. Like if you can do that, if you can shut the round down before it even really begins, that's why they go for a play like that there.
Don't let them set up and everything, but here comes the lockdown for now. Bane setting up for that deep push. Everyone from Team Secret is starting to respect this. So easy pathing for Buzz to go.
Kaget ya.
Just unsuspecting Jesse Vash. Forces him to take a seat as compared to the previous round now.
Kenapa Peter bisa buka divisi chess lagi?
He has one of his own.
Mungkin melihat
Quite able to use it for the time being. A paranoia being sent out by Bane to connect into words.
Melihat ada peluang bisnis di sana.
Now takes a step forward into the fray.
Rata.
Just fires down the one choke point, catches onto all of them.
Aman ya.
Bane chiming in as well. It's DRX securing yet another round.
And this kind of becomes the problem for Team Secret now, is that the ult cycle kind of favors DRX a little bit, right? With this lead, they can invest a lot into that round, and maybe, you know, if Team Secret's able to pull it back close again, maybe get a few more into cycle towards the end of the half, and get that extra little oomph they need to get over the line potentially. We're getting close to that less than 5 score line, you know what I mean? Like, we're not too far away.
Getting close to it. Not yet. It is already that score line. Even if DRX makes it a 13-8, it's already pretty much less than 5.
Flashback diganti Bane menurut lu ngaruh banget gak?
Team Secret does have a chance.
Mirip-mirip sih cara mainnya, Bane sama Flashback.
Still have those two defensive ultimates from Envy as well as NDG. Either for a retake or to push them off.
You got an op now for Jeremy.
Nggak yang
as well.
signifikan gitu perubahannya. Ini tim Malay nggak ada tim Malay.
I always want to watch out for Buzz.
Filipin Korea.
Yeah, no, I know. You all, yeah, especially with a showstopper, right?
Exactly. Just watching towards door. Jesse Vash trying to gain information, but nobody's there for now. Door open to tapped again. Borkum knows they haven't pushed into B yet, so it's very likely going to be A.
Duar, Jesse Vash.
Flips Jesse in the back.
Perkara Invi yang kena kejar dog, Jesse Vash yang meninggal.
Good combo play. Ooh, but Borkum gonna get Bane down.
Alright. Good initial pick. Counter lockdown coming in.
Drop satu drop.
Just waiting for the optimal time to peek out. Maybe going for a tap around the door to make them think that nobody's playing around tree any longer. Mako knows that Borkum is there.
Mako terus smoke
a
dia.
couple kills as Team Secret tries to rotate back onto the site. It's all down to Envy now. It's Stacks
Mako
not
terus
quite
smoke dapat
able.
2 cok.
Stacks shuts down the entirety of Team Secret along with Mako.
The discipline here.
Apakah ini akhir
getting close
dari
to
map
site,
2 guys?
Immediately anticipating that lockdown, falling right back in the tree. Buzz there, again, the combo with him and Stacks sets that up. I mean, he's brilliant. Mako,
Anjir, pala lagi dua-duanya.
Was through the smoke. The time, he senses it.
Yeah, that's just one of those where you just gotta
Kenapa?
shrug your shoulders as Team Secret and say, what can we do? You know, when they're reading the timings and reading the pace of the game that well.
Making use of those ultimates. So down to it, 8-12. Team Secret in danger of losing this first matchup now.
I did not certainly expect this to be a 2-0 for DRX. We're one round away from it being the case. See if we can push to an overtime for Team Secret.
Ganti roster.
I thought, really, in my head, I thought Team Secret at worst would lose like 1-2.
Ganti nggak sih, guys?
So good at the end of kickoff. Thought they kind of figured it all out, but it's yet again another slow start. That thing that Warbirds was so worried about, and they just can't seem to quite find their footing at the beginning of stage 1.
Because they've always been a team that, you know, does really well when they have tape to study, when they are prepared for it.
Right.
But DRX are pulling out these different plays now. You've got the combo of Buzz and Bane up around Rubble. Even on the attack, they kind of tamper with Team Secret's aggression on towards Rubble. And we're watching it right now as Bane just sidesteps every
Rata ini kayaknya, rata ini guys, rata.
Mako and Buzz securing each and every
rata
single
ini.
one of their own angles.
Invi nggak tahu ya kalau Invi bunuh banyak ya. Oh, udah bunuh 2 loh. Ya elah. Bosoek guys, mana Pandu? Pandu.
Opens things up in stage 1, day 1 against Team Secret.
And that's finally the round where DRX decides to challenge
Bosoek.
They come in and get a
GG
big
DRX.
win over Team Secret. Smiles, and what a welcome to VCT for Bane.
Pengen dapat yang mantap-mantap ya. Kelihatan solid DRX yang ini. Untuk game pertama dia. Kalau dia bisa pertahanin sih mungkin dia bisa mengambil tahta Pasifik lagi sih.
Just the way that they're going into this. I mean, we were talking about it, you know, he's not going to be too flashy. We're waiting for that TP perhaps because he used to be a duelist. It's only in the final round that he actually TPs in towards someone.
Kalau Syah bilangnya kayak padahal masih rame yang lebih jago dari Jesse Fast, tapi nggak rame yang apa pinter bikin strat di mid game gitu-gitu kayak Jesse Fast gitu. Mungkin ada alasannya pasti Secret kenapa dia mempertahankan Jesse Fast, karena dia otak dari gameplaynya Secret. Mau gimana coy kalau kayak gitu? Sampai menemukan yang benar-benar bisa bikin Secret menang dan aimnya kuat tuh baru bisa gantiin. Kalau aim memang orang setuju Jesse Fast mungkin masih banyak yang bisa ngalahin, tapi kalau taktik otaknya nggak semua orang bisa coy. Jadi begitu adik-adik. Jadi gacor. Ini Invi nyabun sih rompiselnya. Bani udah direki ya udah. Alright. Kita sudah selesai guys short partinya. Lanjut besok berarti besok kita nonton. Mana? Bleed Talon. Bleed lawan Talon. T1 mana T1? T1 Paparex jam 6. Yaudah, berarti lanjut besok ya guys ya. Oke. Nggak bisa lanjut sampai sahur, gua rehat dulu. Kalau ada asuransi kalau gua sakit nggak apa deh. Gua udahlah live dari jam berapa nih? Udah 3 jam, berarti dari jam 5 gua live sampai jam 5 pagi lagi. Anjir, badan gua demam cok. Kamu telat Depan. Ntar ketemu tengah malam lah guys. Jam 12 paling ya. Oke. Tapi kalau gua misalnya nanti jadi main, paling gua live-nya di kalau gua main nanti kalau nggak jadi pergi mungkin gua live lagi. Oke. Thank you. Ntar lah. Kalau gua emang pengen main, nggak jadi nggak tidur, ntar gua live lagi pasti. Putih GL itu udah ada Jessica sebenarnya. Oke guys, ayo Gong sabar dulu nggak sih Gong? Mana sama siapa Ces nggak main Ces? Sabar Gong, rehat bentar Gong. Sama gue nanya dulu sih ini jadi pergi apa enggak. Oke guys, off stream dulu ya. Dadah guys semuanya.